Yeah. Yeah. This is Smoke News TV. We back in the building. Let's get to it. Smoke News TV, where the truth gets revealed. Every headline getting peeled, every rumor getting grilled. Hip hop industry drama, every deal. If it's making noise, then you know I'm in the field. Smoke News TV. I sit back and wait on it. Cause the truth always rises when the smoke starts clearing. Smoke News TV. We back in the building. Breaking down the latest, every story got layers. Everybody got opinions, I'ma do the homework first. Looking past the captions, digging deeper than the surface. Cause every viral headline don't determine what the truth is. Beef, contracts, albums, interviews. Who's making power moves, who's just chasing views. Some call it gossip, I call it research. Connecting every dot before I give my first words. If it's solid, I'ma say it. If it's weak, I'ma call it. If I catch somebody moving funny, that's nasty work. Close Smoke News TV. We back in the building. Smoke News TV. We back in the. No bias over here. I just call what I see. Whether legends or the rookies, everybody gets reviewed. Culture over clout, that's the code I live by. Every episode, another conversation amplified. So yo, if you're rocking with the movement, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel and hype your boy up. Every time the smoke rises, you already know where to pull up. Smoke News TV. We back in the building. Yeah. This is Smoke News TV. We back in the building. Let's get to it. Smoke News TV, where the truth gets revealed. Every headline getting peeled, every rumor getting grilled. Hip hop industry drama, every deal. If it's making noise, then you know I'm in the field. Smoke News TV. I sit back and wait on it. Cause the truth always rises when the smoke starts clearing. Smoke News TV. We back in the building. Breaking down the latest, every story got layers. Everybody got opinions, I'ma do the homework first. Looking past the captions, digging deeper than the surface. Cause every viral headline don't determine what the truth is. Beef, contracts, albums, interviews. Who's making power moves, who's just chasing views. Some call it gossip, I call it research. Connecting every dot before I give my first words. If it's solid, I'ma say it. If it's weak, I'ma call it. If I catch somebody moving funny, that's nasty work. Close Smoke News TV. We back in the building. Smoke News TV. We back in the. No bias over here. I just call what I see. Whether legends or the rookies, everybody gets reviewed. Culture over clout, that's the code I live by. Every episode, another conversation amplified. So yo, if you're rocking with the movement, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel and hype your boy up. Every time the smoke rises, you already know where to pull up. Smoke News TV. We back in the building.
We back in the building. We back in the building, man. Good afternoon to everybody, man. Smash that like button while y'all come in the building. Do me that favor, guys. It's nasty work out here. Nasty work out here. Smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel because we got a whole new press conference for Nolan Wells family. Shout out to Mama Love. Shout out to the whole Wells family over there. Shout out to all my condolences to the friends and loved ones over there. And then we got part 3. It's crazy, right? I'm telling you, this junk is, we got part 3 of the interview. So once again, shout out to Tatum for dropping part 3 early. And I said, yeah, let's review all this. So now we got Mama Love question them on the things they saying. She on stage. She had a whole, she got Al Sharpton. She got Al Sharpton with her. She got Ben Crump. She got her husband. She explained what was the last day she seen her son. She broke it down. Oh, yeah, we got a whole new narrative. We got a whole new story for Mama Love, but then we got part 3 of the boys now. Nolan friends. They explain everything. They explain from the time they went there. They explain from the time they left. But see, the thing about the part 3, they never gave us, like, if I ask you a question, like, oh, what you think happened to Nolan? They never gave us their thought on what happened to their friend. That's what bugs me out the most. Like, what's your opinion? What you think happened? Instead of just sitting there defending yourself, and we got to go through all this. I said, man, let's start early, man. Y'all might as well light one up. Y'all might as well start your happy hour early. Yeah, y'all might as well go to the LIQ, start it early. Now I mean, roll one up. Now I mean, rest in peace to Nolan, because we about to talk about this. This is nasty work, man. This is nasty work. Smash that like button. I know this early. I know some people probably at work. They're like, damn, Smoke, man. This nigga started early, man. We got to start early, chaps. Nah, man, we're going to get the West Coast people. What time is it? Hold up. It's 2 o'clock. Man, it's about what? It's about 11 o'clock in the West Coast. Y'all better get up. Y'all already know. Start your happy hour right now. Shout out to the West Coast, man. Shout out to the West Coast. I know it's early over there, but y'all might as well start your happy hour right now. Y'all might as well start it early, man. Peace and love to everybody, man. Salute, man. Get that wake and bake going. Y'all might as well start it early. Smash that like button for the people coming in, man. Let's get this copyright out the way, man. Copyright fair use disclaimer. You can find it in my description on my channel. Everything that I speak on over here is absolutely for educational and entertainment purpose. Again, copyright fair use disclaimer. You can find that in my description on my channel. Everything that I speak on over here is absolutely for educational and entertainment purpose. The clips and the videos I play, they also owned by the original creators. Y'all might as well start your happy hour early. Y'all might as well just get loose. It's Thursday. It's one day before Friday. So y'all might for everybody that's at home, you chilling, you work at home, whatever you doing at home, man, go in that kitchen, man, start your little happy hour, because we got a nice little topic we're going to talk about. We're going to be here about what? About an hour, about damn near 2 hours. So, because that interview with the boys, that shit damn near about a whole hour. So, and you know, we got to review that. Smash that like button for the people coming in, man. Grab your membership, man. Join Team Smoke. Join Team Smoke, man. Get your membership. Share the video. Keep the notification bell on. Follow me on Kick also. One of my moms, they'll put the link in Kick. Clarity, somebody will put it in there. Follow me on Kick. And get your membership. Support the channel also, man. We got the super chat there. And we got the Cash App and the banner, man. Support the channel, man. The more you support it, the more we're going to elevate that part. You get what I'm saying? Okay, we got Iowa in the building. Shout out to Iowa, man. Shout out to Iowa, man. Salute, man. Salute, man. Salute. Shout out to Iowa, man. Salute to the family over there, man. Peace and love to your family over there, man. Keep that positive energy around y'all. Peace and love, and keep the positive energy around y'all. You know the shit. Shout out to the whole Iowa over there, man. We got people in Iowa over here watching me, man. Appreciate that. What's her name? Melinda? Yo, shout out to Melinda from Iowa, man. Yeah, we got, this is nasty work, y'all. Listen, man. I don't know. When I watched that interview, part 3, that it's just what throwing me off the most, right? In the interview is no emotion. No emotion, no feelings, there's nothing. Okay, y'all explaining y'all side of the story. We understand that. But god damn, you've been friends with this kid for damn near 7-8 years since 8th, 9th grade. How the hell's no emotion showing? I know people say they grieve different, all this, but man, at the end of the day, these are young adults. They still was teens going into being a young adult, 18, 19, 20 years old, and there's no emotion. Part 3, you see a lot of giggling and smiling and shit. I understand that you want to have great memories of Nolan, if that's the case, because that's something I always believe in. Always keep the great memories of your loved ones. Don't ever think about the bad moments. You dig what I'm saying? Always think about the great memories you got with them if they're not here no more. That goes from family and friends. Don't think about the bad moments. But when you sit there giggling and laughing and all, you know, a little bit of smirks, y'all looking at each other with smirk, that shit kind of throw me off. That gets me a bad vibe, man. And I'm gonna continue saying this because I know they're on a little campaign trying to do what they want to do, whatever. But I'm gonna continue saying this. Nobody pointed fingers at y'all over here. We just trying to paint the picture. That's all we want to do. And the stories just don't add up. Now, maybe Mama Love might have overreacted, but if she overreacted, where's the info? Where's the autopsy? Where's everything else? So Mama Love didn't overreact on the situation because that's a narrative they want to throw out there. That Mama Love, she overreacted too fast and too quick. What you mean? And this is the interview we're gonna get to. She explained all this on the new video I'm about to show y'all. Yeah, she did a whole new press conference and everything. Up there, chill. We're gonna hear her side again, and she got a little extra detail she want to throw in there. So, Mama Love didn't overreact. She's going off her son is missing, and she's looking like, where the hell is everybody help at? And she's gonna explain the night of when she called the police. She rode around the town. Basically, they was the only people looking for their son. Mama Love, her husband, and their loved ones and their friends. They the only ones who were looking for that kid that night. While everybody's nonchalant, acting like, oh yeah, Nolan be all right. No, once y'all go help them too. That's the problem. I'm gonna continue saying this. It's the energy y'all was showing in the beginning when this first happened. A lot of people they feed off of energy. So when they came to y'all crib and want the answers, they was angry. They see y'all energy. Y'all not on the same time as them. They looking at y'all like, yo, why the hell y'all so calm and Nolan is missing? We over here having a whole panic attack. That's how Mama Love was looking at the situation. That's how Pops was looking at the situation. And that's how Javon Norton, when they came to the crib with his mother, that's how everybody was feeling. The energy was on 100. They wanted to find what happened to Nolan or where his whereabouts. Y'all didn't have that type of same energy. So if I come to y'all crib and y'all energy ain't like that, I'm going to question y'all also. Todd said, man, it's damn near too early. Hey, Todd, crazy. Shout out to Todd to the mob, man. Shout out to Todd. Man, we had to start early, Todd. I had to start this early. I'm like, man, let me start early, man. See, they all look guilty. That's a fact. They do. They all look guilty, man. Let's get a few more people in the building. We got 130 people in the building. I know it's early. I know people are at work. For the people at work, smash the like button. Go back to work. This is the light. Look at it a little bit. Put your little AirPods. Go back to work, man. That's all you got to do. Shout out to all my working people. Shout out to Black Cherry. What up? Shout out to High Zombie. What up? Yeah, they was drunk, man. They was drunk out their mind. They probably was high too, allegedly. We don't know. They saying there was drugs over there too, so Lord knows the type of drugs these kids was taking. But let's get them likes up a little bit more. Let's get close to 100 likes, gang. We got over 100 people in the building. Said business done. My clients train. I know that's right, Black Cherry. Said, can we get the late night hours train? Come on, buddy. I'm gonna try to jump on later. You know the vibes. I get bored. I jump on later. We gotta get all the West Coast people up, man. Get y'all asses up, man. Wake up, man. Wake y'all West Coast people. Wake y'all all the people across the country. What we got? We got Caribbean. We got island people. Wake up, man. Smash the like button. We in the building, man. I told you I'll go live in the morning, afternoon, late night, whatever, nighttime, whatever, man. Definitely at work tuned in. Shout out to Fred Collins, man. He said I'm at work tuned in. I know that's right. Shout out to Fred, man. Salute, champ. Get that bag, man. Nah, he definitely that attorney definitely a clown, Melinda. That attorney definitely a clown. Wake up, it ain't no schedule. I know that's right. Let's get them likes up. Let's get 40 more likes, 39 more likes, man. Let's get the likes up. Let's get them likes up. Let's get them likes up. We gotta review this. We gotta review this. Let's get them likes up. Let's get them likes up, gang. Told y'all start your happy hour early. Said, what's wrong with these people? Yeah. I don't know what's wrong with them either. That's why I said I'm gonna jump on later on. We don't get no other breaking news later, because there's always some breaking news going on. We don't get no other breaking news later. We're gonna jump on and talk about this shit again today later on. I don't care. Like, I got all day. This is my job. This is what I do. We got to cover everything that's, know what I mean, that's going on. I got a couple other topics we could cover later too. That part. Shout out to Boston, because it's some, yeah, I'm going to jump on later on, just on some old talking if we ain't got really nothing major. Shout out to Sugar Mama Main, thank you. I need this afternoon pickup. That's why I be doing the afternoon, man. That's why I be doing the afternoon sometimes. I know everybody need that little afternoon energy. I said, man, let me do nothing, man. Let me jump on now, gang. Shout out to Sugar Mama Main. Shout out to the whole main over there for the 199 super chat. I appreciate that. I don't know, Jesse. I don't know. The parents haven't turned their own phones over to the police. Maybe it's because, I mean, their attorney, because they do got an attorney. Everybody think Ben Crump is their attorney. Nah, Ben Crump is a civil rights attorney. They got their own attorney. That's somebody in Ben Crump camp. But I don't know. Maybe I don't know why they didn't turn the phone on to the authorities. I really don't. The only thing I could think of is that they probably don't trust them. I don't know, man. Their attorneys are probably telling them not to give them the phone. So for now, I don't know. Because I think Ben Crump said they're doing their own investigation on Nolan's phone. That part. So that shit could take some time. Yeah, that's what I was saying, Tanya. And I think that I believe that Ben Crump said they doing their own investigation as far as an independent on the phone. So, that shit don't happen overnight. You got to remember, matter of fact, remember Ben Crump said he's waiting on Snapchat and other platforms and to break something, whatever they don't need to find out if it's some deleted videos or something like that in the database, whatever, in the meta. So that's what they're waiting for. So they're doing their own investigation on the phone, but they haven't turned the phone over to them. Ever since they got the phone from when they went to the house, they never turned the phone over to the authorities. They kept that shit. Meaning Nolan Wells' parents. Ben Crump and them is the one that's doing the investigation on that phone. So we haven't got no breaking news yet because that shit could take a while, to be honest. And what happened to the autopsy? That you goddamn right. What happened to the autopsy? We still waiting on that. Like seriously, that phone got that fire. I guarantee you it do. Oh, the boys, they spoke about that too. They spoke about the phone situation. Oh, we're gonna have a good afternoon. Oh, we got a good afternoon. Make sure y'all follow me on Kick, man. Shout out to my Kick family over there. Because the first thing the cops told her it was a drowner, so who would trust them? That's a fact, King. Shout out to King Stray. That's a fact. Cops lied to them from day one, according to Mama Love. Come on, let's get them likes up. Let's get 100 likes. We almost, I mean, we over 150 people. We get people coming in. They gravitating to the video. Let's go. Come in the building. Come on, let's go. Yeah, like this. Come on, man. Like that shit up. Like that shit up. Start your happy hour early, man. Shout out to everybody at work. Shout out to everybody working at home. And shout out to everybody that's just chilling, man. Shout out to everybody at the gym, man. You get your workout on, man. Salute. I got to get back in that goddamn gym. I ain't going to hold you. I got to get back in that gym. Starting early, too. That phone got to be reverse hacked. It takes a while. That's a fact, Raymond. That's what I just said. Shout out to Raymond. I just said that. I said that shit takes a while. So that shit could take, what, we in August? I want to say by the middle of September, end of September around there, we probably get a little information off the phone coming from Ben Crump camp. Know what I mean? So that shit takes a while. We got Miss Special in the building. Shout out to Miss Special. Salute, salute. Shout out to Red. She said, I'm starting to feel like that autopsy is never going to come out. Then I say they're going to push that shit to like 2027, Red. They're going to stretch that shit. I'm telling you. Pause. Shout out to Vonnie. Shout out to Giovanni. If I'm pronouncing it right. Salute, salute. Shout out to them. Yvonne, I'm gonna call you. Yeah, shout out to Yvonne. Pardon me. Salute. He said the sheriff who I said there was no foul play. F-up. That's a fact. Once that sheriff said that, that's why they didn't trust him. Come on, let's get them likes up. We got 87 likes. Let's get 100 likes before we continue, gang. Come on. We go through this shit every live. I'm trying to tell you, man. You got people coming in, coming out. Pause. They like, hold up. Now they coming in, they jumping in, they jumping out. Like, nah, man. Stay your ass in here, man. Stay your ass in here. That part. That some of the witnesses said. The special said the grand jury got it. That's a fact. They do got it. They do got it. All right, we had 89 likes, man. Let's get them likes. Let's get 100 likes. Come on, gang, before we continue. He said, I would give them anything until they start sharing information with them because them boys had lawyers before Nolan was found. That's when we go through this interview. I want you to read the body language and everything. First, we're going to start off with Mama Love. Because remember the boys, they did a couple interviews before, and they was kind of blaming Mama Love over a lot of shit. So let's get 6 more likes. We about to start this. We about to start this. Let's get 6 more likes. Let's get 4 more likes. Get them likes up. That's that early afternoon rhythm right there. You got that good energy, boy. I'm telling you, I wake up with good energy. I wake up happy as hell every day. I know they be like, man, this boy out of pocket, man. I don't know, man. They stingy with it. But let's get the Mama Love. Maybe they'll start hitting the like when we start this video. Let's get the Mama Love checking on what the boys talking about on their story. So Mama Love got a lot of more things to say about what's going on. She kind of fell back, you know, because she's traveling with Ben Crump and them. They bringing a lot of awareness to a lot of these places. But she had time today. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, share this video. Rest in peace to Nolan Wells. And let's get the Mama Love, man. Y'all already know what's going on.
30 days now, we've all been thinking the same thing. Somebody must know something. And the question we're pondering is, what happened to Nolan Wells? On Friday, July 3rd, the 18-year-old, who would have turned 19 just a little under a week from today, made dinner for his family that evening, and he spent the night with friends. On Saturday, July 4th, just before 10 a.m., Nolan set out for Horn Island. Now, Horn Island is a barrier island about 10 miles off the coast of Mississippi. It's a popular hangout spot, big with boaters. About an hour and 20 minutes later, the boat with Nolan and his friends arrived at Horn Island. The Jackson County Sheriff's Office says that Nolan was seen there around 3 that afternoon. At 5:44 that evening, records show that the boat that carried Nolan to Horn Island made it back to the mainland. Again, that was 5:44. We're talking just over 2 hours. Now, his family reported him missing around 11 that night, and this was after one of his traveling companions called the family, alerting his mother. By Sunday, Nolan's family is, of course, understandably frantic. They're retracing his steps, they're posting online, as we often have to do with missing Black children. What happened to Nolan Wells? Well, by Monday, July 6th, the news that Nolan's family feared the most, the remains of Nolan Wells had been recovered on the shore of Horn Island. What happened to this boy? And ABJ, I want to bring to the stage 2 people who want answers to that question more than anyone. His mother and father, Christine Wells Wansley and Elmore Wansley, joins the stage now. You'll sit there and there. And they are joined by civil rights attorney Ben Crump and Reverend Al Sharpton. Thank you all for being here. I know you've been on a whirlwind. I know you've been traveling a lot. So thank you all. And I know you all have other challenges happening around the country that you'll be getting to after this. But I am we are all so honored to meet you. And we are so saddened that we are connecting with you under these circumstances. You know, I want to tell you, they asked me to call them Christine and Elmore. I want to say Mr. and Mrs. Wansley, but Christine and Elmore. I want to tell you, in the audience in this room, but also watching at home, are thousands of Black journalists. But in addition to being Black journalists, these are mothers and fathers, siblings, cousins, aunts, and uncles of Black children. And we see your humanity. And we're going to center that in this conversation. There you go.
Yeah.
I told Christine if we cry on this stage, it's okay, because we're among family.
Amen.
So you take your time. Christine, I'm going to start with you. On Friday, July 3rd, Nolan made you dinner. And so as you're telling us about the last time you saw your baby boy, I want you to talk to us about who Nolan was and tell us about that day.
So Nolan is and was an incredible, just incredible soul. He was the person who, no matter where you were in life, or what was going on, he was going to be your biggest cheerleader. And I can attest to that because after COVID, my sister was like, oh, you should do social media. And I'm like, I don't want to do social media. I like to just watch others. And then Nolan was like, no, Mom, you should do it. I'll help you with the videos. I got you. And, just anytime I was like, oh, I just really don't want to do this anymore, Nolan was like, no, Mama, you haven't posted today. And I'm like, I don't want to post. I'm tired.
Yeah.
But, that's the kind of person he was. He was God-fearing, God-loving. That boy had faith beyond measure. He was just a bright light. And he was our bright light. As far as that day goes, went to work, and he was making salmon. So he was FaceTiming me as I'm.
So this is the last time she's seen her son. Remember, he spent the night over there Friday. He left on the 3rd. He spent the night the day of. But I guess he must have left, afterwards, after he cooked for Mom Dukes, whatever, because I think she said the 3rd, right? So that's Friday, because the 4th was on a Saturday. It's the last time she spoke to Nolan. It's the last time she's seen Nolan. Now, she never actually explained this, but she's going in now because them boys, they've been trying to twist the story, allegedly. And everything I say on this video is alleged. I'm only going by with the interviews that we're watching. Let's hear what Mama Love got to say. For the people that just joined in, man, come on, smash that like button. That junk is absolutely free. Smash the like button. Also, if you see the hype button, smash the hype button also.
Trying to see patients. The kind of person he was God-fearing, God-loving. That boy had faith beyond measure. He was just a bright light. And he was our bright light. As far as that day goes, went to work.
Yeah, I know the Ben Crump interview is on, but not for nothing. This is the most important shit they did today, because Mama Love actually spoke some important information on this video that I'm showing y'all. So for the people that's putting the Ben Crump is live now, I know he live, but he's not really explaining too much. You know what I mean? We ain't getting no autopsy or nothing yet from Mississippi. Respectfully, we ain't getting nothing over here yet. So reason why I'm playing this, because they did this earlier today, and this is like very important what she's about to talk about. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, share the video. Shout out to everybody that's letting me know what's going on, though. Shout out to my mods.
And kind of person he was
Well, hold on, let me pause it. And my mods, if y'all hear Ben Crump talking about some autopsy in Mississippi, yeah, hit the chat or let me know. Then I'll go, know what I mean? I'll go check that shit out ASAP. Y'all already know what's going on.
God-fearing, God-loving. Where you were in life, what was going on, he was going to be your biggest cheerleader. And I can attest to that because after COVID, my sister was like, oh, you should do social media. And I'm like, I don't want to do social media. I like to just watch others. And then Nolan was like, no, Mom, you should do it. I'll help you with the videos. I got you. And, just anytime I was like, oh, I just really don't want to do this anymore, Nolan was like, no, Mama, you haven't posted today. And I'm like, I don't want to post. I'm tired.
Yeah.
But, that's the kind of person he was. He was God-fearing, God-loving. That boy had faith beyond measure. He was just a bright light. And he was our bright light. As far as that day goes, went to work, and he was making salmon. So he was FaceTiming me as I'm trying to see patients kind of in between, of course, not answering the phone in the room. And he's like, hey, Mama, how does this look? Is this enough season? Like, what am I supposed to do with this? And I was like, okay. I was like, you don't have to do that. And he's like, no, I'm going to take care of it. I was like, okay, sure. And so he finishes cooking, get home. He's like, yeah, what you know about this? And he was, guys, when I tell you, he loved to joke. Like, he was just one of those people. He wanted everyone around him to smile, be happy, feel comfortable and accepted. And that is the kind of person God made him. Us as parents, we definitely had that influence, but Nolan was just naturally a peacemaker.
Yeah.
And so yeah, after that, it was, 8, and then he got ready to go. He did his normal, hugged us up, I love you, Mom. I was like, be safe, knowing this was gonna be his last weekend before going back to school, because football was starting, the summer training was starting. And this was his second year at Southwest. And so we knew this was going to be a big year for him. Dad and him had been training and doing all these things and really just kind of sitting with him and letting him know, like, hey, we're going to the next stage in your life as well as, your football career. So the focus was there, and he was ready.
So he leaves that day.
He leaves that day with, he drives his car, and he told us kind of a general, like, hey, we're going to go to the island. Like, we knew that. I'm staying at Jack's house.
So he leaves that day.
He leaves that day with, he drives his car, and he told us kind of a general, like, hey, we're going to go to the island. Like, we knew that. I'm staying at Jack's house.
So he stood at Jack's house. That's the kid with the gray shirt. That's in the new interview. That's in the middle. He been talking a lot now. Jack's been talking a lot. I can't wait till we get to that part 3 interview. But let's continue. Remember, he jumped in his car, got up out of there, gave Mama Love some love, told him that, he already cooked and everything. He got up out of there. So basically probably left like early evening. I want to say early evening, probably about 7, 8-ish. I could see him leaving between 6, 8-ish around there. Got up out of there. Went to go Jack's house, and that's where it starts at. That's where it starts. That's where the beginning of this whole situation. Left the house, brought his own car, went to Jack's house, and that's where he spent the night. The day before they left on the 4th of July. Because remember, they left on the 4th of July at 9 o'clock. They left at 9. They got to the dock about a couple 30 minutes around there. They said when they left the dock going to the island, it takes 40 minutes to get there. So they got there by 11:15 around there, I think they said. So it starts on staying at Jack's house. All right, we get that. We got you, Mama Love. We hear you. Let's continue. Hold up, for the people that just joined, how we ain't got 150 likes? Come on, man. How we ain't got 200 likes? We go through this shit every day. I'm telling you, hold up, for the people that just looking like this, hold up. What y'all doing, bro? Like, come on. Get off that tight-knit like community. Like, snap out of it. Smash the like button. Like, come on, man. Come on, man. Smash that like button, man. Yeah, he said, I need to keep a physical timeline so I could keep a track of. That's a fact, 803. All this is no timeline. Mama Love is going to say a little bit of timeline after this. But when we get to them boards, it's like they give us no time. And you know one thing, 803, who go nowhere without a watch? Y'all want to talk about phones not in the water and all this? Okay, but I guarantee you a lot of y'all had Apple watches, regular watches. Who the hell goes on an island without a watch? I pretty much sure a lot of these young adults had watches. I guarantee you they was looking at their watch a lot of time, bro. Come on, man. That's another thing. Where everybody watch at? Nobody ain't wore no watch that day. Oh, it was surprising. Everybody took their watch too and put the shit in a watch glove department. Yeah, nobody goes in the water with their watch, so we got our own little department. We put all our watch in there. So that's what y'all gonna tell us next? How the hell we ain't got no time? Nobody goes on a not everybody jumps in the water, man. Everybody don't jump in the water. Some people like to just go and relax and enjoy the day. And they got their watch on. Come on, bro. Get the hell out of here, man. Let's get them likes up, man. Let's get 200 likes, man. We just getting started. I told y'all, we started early, man. He said, facts. At least old people keep them that part. Shit, I'm listening. I ain't no young nigga. I ain't no YN nigga. I'm an old YN. If that shit makes sense. Like that early 40 stage. You know, I still got that little good energy. I ain't got YN activities in me now. Don't be come to me like, yo, man, smoke, man. We gotta go ahead and do this and all. Nah, listen, I ain't jumping in no car 4 deep. I ain't spinning right now. I ain't listen. Them deep, man. I ain't got no energy for that. But man, a lot of people around my age, and a lot of people in their 30s and all that, and especially older, they wear watches, bro. They wear watches. That's why 803. He right on that shit. He said, I ain't never see an old head, they look at their watch. I know that's right. And a lot of these young adults, they got Apple watches and shit like that, that part. Because a lot of females and them, they like to keep their workout. You know, they got the little workout thing, how many calories you burning on your phone and all this. Them girls love these type of watches. So a lot of females be having these Apple Watch or other companies that's similar to Apple. Come on now. He said, can you still ball? What, you talking about basketball? Oh, hell no. I mess around and pull an ACL out there, son. Hell no. I be sitting on the sideline chilling, smoking that Zaza. I'm like, yeah, man, hit that 3, nigga. That's what I'm talking about. Hit him with that 2-step Euro. Know what I mean? I'll hit you with one of those and shit, but I still got that wicked jump shot, though. Don't get it twisted, though. My daughter know. I still got that old school jump shot. My daughter like, Dad, you shoot like an old head. Shout out to my daughter. She bugged out. She like, Dad, you shoot like an old. She said I shoot like an old head. That's when she was playing basketball in high school and shit. I used to be young. That girl's had me cracking up. I said, Dad, shoot like an old head. Come on, let's get 200 likes, man. What's good? We got 279 people in the building. Let's get 200 likes. And we got the membership. Support the channel. Let's get the likes up. It's early, though. Come on, let's get them likes. He said the way things going, Nolan not getting justice. They say no foul play, and he was on drugs. That's the way I'm starting to look at too, DJ. Shout out to DJ. Look, likes ain't going up. They just looking at that shit like this. Smash the like button, man. Let's get 200 likes. Let's continue with Mama Love, though. Smash that like, man. Support the channel.
And Jackson, so we knew this was going to be a big year for him. And accepted before going back to school. So he finishes cooking, get home. He's like, yeah, what you know about this? And he was, guys, when I tell you, he loved to joke. Like, he was just one of those people. He wanted everyone around him to smile, be happy, feel comfortable and accepted. And that is the kind of person God made him. You know, us as parents, we definitely had that influence, but Nolan was just naturally a peacemaker.
Yeah.
And so yeah, after that, it was, 8, and then he got ready to go. He did his normal, hugged us up, I love you, Mom. I was like, be safe, knowing this was gonna be his last weekend before going back to school, because football was starting, the summer training was starting. And this was his second year at Southwest. And so we knew this was going to be a big year for him. Dad and him had been training and doing all these things and really just kind of sitting with him and letting him know, like, hey, we're going to the next stage in your life as well as, your football career. So the focus was there and he was ready.
So he leaves that day.
He leaves that day with, he drives his car, and he told us kind of a general, like, hey, we're going to go to the island. Like, we knew that. I'm staying at Jack's house. And Jack's was a friend I think we've met in passing before. And that's the thing, I always say there's a difference in meeting someone, knowing of someone, and then knowing someone. Knowing implies that we've sat down, we've had discussions about your hopes, your dreams, knowing you, okay, hey, he stayed the night at my house, which Wyatt, one of his friends, he had stayed at our house a couple of times. And then Jack.
So Wyatt is the one that stood in his house a couple times, and Wyatt is the one that got upset and had a aggressive, we're gonna say a little argument with Nolan before he left. Because remember when the boys said that, Wyatt was like, "Yo, Nolan, get on the effing boat, get on the effing boat." You know, he was cursing at Nolan, telling him to get on the boat, and Nolan just, and according to them, Nolan decided to stay behind and stay on the island with the female. So Wyatt is the one that been spending the night in his house, because Warren said he never spent the night at Nolan house. So we got that. So we got Wyatt. We got Wyatt that, you know, he been there a couple times at Mama Love house. But that don't mean that I know y'all. Let's continue. Smash that like button, man. Support the channel. Y'all know what's going on. Share the video too.
Again, that was one I just, you know, I always say there's a difference in meeting someone, knowing of someone, and then knowing someone. Knowing implies that we've sat down, we've had discussions about your hopes, your dreams, you know, knowing you, okay, hey, he stayed the night at my house, which Wyatt, one of his friends, he had stayed at our house a couple of times. And then Jax, again, that was one I just maybe saw in passing a few times. There was only a handful of young men that we actually knew, like he grew up with. And when I say grew up, I'm saying from like first grade, they've known each other all through high school now that they're graduated. And that would be like Jalen and Javon, LeBaron. Those are kids that we knew. So it's been hard seeing all this kind of play out.
Yeah.
And, you know, these are people that he considered friends.
Yes. Dad, I want to ask you, because it was Warren Hudson, one of the people that he traveled with, who called to alert you all that Nolan was missing.
Yes.
So we know at 5:44, the boat returns, Nolan is not there. At 11 p.m., he calls to say Nolan is missing. I wonder if either of you, whoever wants to answer, what happened in those few hours that prompted Warren to be concerned?
I'm not quite sure what would prompt him to be concerned, but all I can say is what I did that day. So me and my sister, we made an order of pancit, which is a Filipino noodle dish for one of our friends. They were having a big family get together, and we really didn't have anything planned for the 4th. So me and my sister are, you know, cleaning up, and this is about 8. And she's like, hey, you know, Nolan hasn't texted us. Like, and that was the thing. Nolan was really big with communication.
I want y'all to hear this part. She says she at the home. They're making a little Filipino dish. Remember, she's half Filipino. They make you on the phone with her sister tell like, yo, it's about 8 o'clock. You ain't speak to Nolan? Nah, I ain't speak to Nolan. So the sister like, I ain't see no pictures or nothing. Nolan ain't snap nothing. It's about 8 o'clock around. It's about 8-ish so. You know, I like to say 8-ish. They like to say 8-ish. So we're gonna say 8-ish. So 8-ish and so, whatever. You know what I mean? So according to her, it was around that time. Now remind y'all, the boys left by 4:30. What time they got back? They got back what, about 6:37 for about 7 what? What time they got back? So if I could quite remember, I think it was about, because they stopped for about 30-40 minutes. Remember, they stopped for about 30-40 minutes. I think they got back by what, 7:15 around there? If anybody remember, I think 7 o'clock, 6:45, and when they got back. You said the sun was coming down. The sun coming down that time. Yeah, you know they like to use the word 8-ish. Yeah, you know about 8-ish. You know how they like to use the word. But anybody remember what time they got back to the land? Not the spot where they stopped for like 30 minutes or so when they got back to the dock where they actually left from. Anybody remember what time they arrived there? I think it was about 7 o'clock, right? Yeah, anybody remember? Where the chat at? I see y'all over there debating with DJ and shit. Anybody remember when they got back to the land? What time was that? What DJ talking about? The cover of some Super Real Sheriff says no foul play. Like, seriously? What DJ saying wrong? He said, we all heard the phone call and I heard even the girl asking he was there. So why aren't they trying to Shit, the comments I'm reading, DJ ain't saying nothing wrong. What's going on with y'all and DJ? I don't see he said nothing wrong. He said Nolan was found hiding. He just questioning. He's questioning them. He said one of his friends said Nolan car was at his doesn't mean. Nobody don't remember what time they got there. God damn, we just been. He said, yeah, 803. So man, I don't know smoke. They keep changing the time. Hey, all mods, yo, y'all shout out. And Miss Spencer, man, what the hell you doing? Miss Spencer over here debating DJ. What y'all know each other? What's going on with y'all two, man? Somebody said 6 p.m. boat returns. I think it was about between 6 to 6:45 is when that boat arrived. Yeah, I think about 6 because I see Miss Spencer going back and forth for DJ. DJ ain't saying nothing wrong. Miss Spencer like, man, nigga, what I say is right, nigga. That's how Miss Spencer coming at him. Somebody said, just saying I heard 4, 5, or 7. 4:30 is when they left. Yo, y'all bugged out. He said, he said, it's cool, Smoke. He said, you're not thin skin. Let people say whatever. It's cool for. Nah, DJ. Hey, Miss Spencer, don't block DJ, man. Cool out. DJ ain't saying nothing wrong, man. Miss Spencer woke up on her shit today, boy. The GPS says 6:06 return. Oh, all right. Let's continue, man. Yo, y'all bugged out. Let that DJ ain't say nothing wrong. I don't read the comments. He ain't say nothing wrong. I don't know if he said something slick in the beginning. That's too. We done been in this mother like 45 minutes already. Nah, cool out, man. You're gonna have her in a whole storm. Watch, keep playing. Hey, DJ, cool out, man. I'm trying to let you live, champ. But let's continue though, man. Smash that like button. Come on, let's get 200 likes. We got over 300 some people in the building. Let's get 200 likes, man. What the hell we doing out here? For the people that just joined, smash that like button, man. Shout out to Rock. What up, Rock? You already know the vibe. Y'all support the channel. We got the Cash App, we got the Super Chat, and we also got the membership, man. Grab your membership. Join Team Smooth. Shit, they don't know because the GPS got them. Yeah, let's get them likes up, man. We got 189 likes, man. Come on, 6 more likes. Let's get over 200 likes. Let's get 200 likes, 2 over something likes, and then we're gonna continue. Let's continue this shit. Y'all on a whole debate right now. Oh, look, it's early as hell, man. Let's continue though, gang. Smash that like button for the people that just joined in. Now remember, he spent the night at Jack's house. And Wyatt spent the night at his house. So that's one of the buddies that spent the night obviously at his house one time. A couple of times was Wyatt. Let's continue though.
With us, be concerned, but all I can say is
We know at 5:44 the boat returns, Nolan is not there. At 11 p.m. he calls to say Nolan is missing. I wonder if either of you, whoever wants to answer, what happened in those few hours that prompted Warren to be concerned?
I'm not quite sure what would prompt him to be concerned, but all I can say is what I did that day. So me and my sister, we made an order of pancit, which is a Filipino noodle dish for one of our friends. They were having a big family get together, and we really didn't have anything planned for the 4th. So me and my sister are, cleaning up, and this is about 8. And she's like, hey, Nolan hasn't texted us. And that was the thing. Nolan was really big with communication with us, right? And so I call him, doesn't answer. I end the call. Call back, and this is probably, I think, maybe around 8. Don't quote me on the times, guys. So then I call again later around 8, still no answer. And then I want to say I called one more time, and I think that was at like 10:48. So I'm in the kitchen, my phone rings. Now this is probably like early 11 o'clock, somewhere around there. Phone rings when I make it back to the phone, and I'm like, whose number is this? Because, we get weird phone calls sometimes. They didn't leave a message. Number pops back up. I pick up the phone because it says maybe Warren. And I'm like, Warren? So this is 11:07. That's per my cell phone records.
So Warren called her at 11:07. According to her phone records, she remembered that. She said, I got a call from Warren at 11:07. Let's continue.
So I answered the phone. He's like, hey, Miss Christine, have you seen or talked to Nolan? I said, no. Why? He should be with you guys. And he said, oh, no, well, you know, when we went to the island, there was a girl named Katie that he met, and he had decided to stay behind. And I said, what? Because we know our child. And Nolan isn't one to be like, oh, well, I'm just going to throw caution to the wind and I'm going to stay here with this girl that I just met. So I'm on the phone with him. Now I'm in a panic. I'm running into my room. Elmore was in bed watching a different movie, and I'm like frantic. He's like, what's going on? I'm like, Nolan is missing. I'm trying to pull up the GPS as I'm talking to him. And at some point, he tells me that, I was like, well, you know, his phone says GPS Life 360, not Snapchat.
Right.
Life 360 says that he's on land. And he was like, well, no, I mean, you know, well, we have his phone. And I'm like, wait, what? And I'm like, okay. Because at that point, you're telling me, this is coming from Warren, don't worry about it. We're going to find him. It's going to be okay. Don't tell me not to worry. This is my child, my flesh and blood that I brought into this world. And you're telling me not to worry. Absolutely not. So
That part. Let me stop it there. Why are you going to tell her mom not to worry? Y'all don't even know what Nolan at. You see the nonchalant and the shit they be doing? Don't worry. And y'all going to tell us that mama love is lying? She not lying about what she's saying. Why are y'all telling her not to worry? Like, that shit, like, what? Which I thought she was going to go back to sleep. Yeah, honey, you know, Nolan's okay. Y'all got his phone, and he been gone for several hours. They raised their son. They know how their son is. Like she said, I brought that kid to this earth. I know my son. How dare you tell me not to worry? Can't argue with that. That's a mama. That's a mama coming out with love right there. They brought us to this earth. Dad created us, but they brought us to this earth also. You ain't gonna tell a mama not to worry. That shit is bugged out to me. Let's continue though.
and it was I just met. So I'm on the phone with him. Now I'm in a panic. I'm running into my room. Elmore was in bed watching a different movie, and I'm like frantic. He's like, what's going on?
Oh look, we got a cash. We got a CP in the building. Cash app donate. Shout out to Tanya, man. Once again, she always show love for that $20 cash app. Shout out to Tanya for the $20 cash app. I appreciate that. Appreciate that, my love. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Shout out for the $20 cash app. Let's continue, gang. If anybody wants to support the channel, super chat, or get your membership, smash the like button. That shit is free. That shit ain't gonna cost or hurt you.
Nolan is missing. And Nolan isn't one to be like, oh, well, I'm just going to throw caution to the wind and I'm going to stay here with this girl that I just met. So I'm on the phone with him. Now I'm in a panic. I'm running into my room. Elmore was in bed watching a different movie, and I'm like frantic. He's like, what's going on? I'm like, Nolan is missing. I'm trying to pull up the GPS as I'm talking to him. And at some point, he tells me that, I was like, well, you know, his phone says GPS Life 360, not Snapchat.
Right.
Life 360 says that he's on land. And he was like, well, no, I mean, you know, well, we have his phone. And I'm like, wait, what? And I'm like, okay. Because at that point, you're telling me, this is coming from Warren, don't worry about it. We're going to find him. It's going to be okay. Don't tell me not to worry. This is my child, my flesh and blood that I brought into this world. And you're telling me not to worry. Absolutely not. So then it was after the phone call ended, of course, asking him for information. What was he wearing? He was like, last seen, Northwest tip, black shorts, sunglasses. That's important. So I end up calling DMR, spoke with the DMR. She took all
Just
the
for our audience, DMR.
So DMR is because he went missing on the island. They are basically the marine people, right? They're the ones who's going to launch the boats to go into the water and all that. But before getting off the phone with Warren, he was like, hey, I know some people at Coast Guard. I said, okay. He's like, I'm gonna call Coast Guard, you call DMR. Get on the phone with DMR. I give the young lady the information. And she tells me, hey, you know, I got this, let me call you back. Because she was like, I'm not sure if this is gonna be in our jurisdiction, essentially. So then she calls back and she tells me, okay, yeah, you know, we spoke with Coast Guard.
Now I want y'all to see all the go around they was giving this woman that night. They was, hey Rock, just hit my DM, my TikTok, my IG, Rock. But I want y'all to see all the spin, the narrative. They got it going back and forth. Now remind y'all, dare not tell y'all her and the loved ones of Nolan. They was the only one looking for that kid that night, basically, or trying to find information on what the hell he was at. They was the only one. The cops was knocking out. Well, like, well, watch when y'all hear the rest of this shit. This shit is crazy, yo. How they wasn't like, they wasn't concerned, but we should suspect that. That's Mississippi, respectfully. Shout out to all the real people in Mississippi, but that system down there is kind of, you know the history. But they had this lady running around on a panic mode, and everybody was just sitting back acting like they didn't care. Let's continue, yo. It's sad, bro.
And I'm like, okay, but they're island. They are basically the marine people. Phone call ended, of course, asking him for information. What was he wearing? He was like, last seen, Northwest tip, black shorts, sunglasses. That's important. So I end up calling DMR, spoke with the DMR. She took all
Just
the...
for our audience, DMR.
So DMR is because he went missing on the island. They are basically the marine people, right? They're the ones who's gonna launch the boats to go into the water and all that. But before getting off the phone with Warren, he was like, hey, I know some people at Coast Guard. I said, okay. He's like, I'm gonna call Coast Guard, you call DMR. Get on the phone with DMR. I give the young lady the information. And she tells me, hey, you know, I got this, let me call you back. Because she was like, I'm not sure if this is gonna be in our jurisdiction, essentially. So then she calls back and she tells me, okay, yeah, you know, we spoke with Coast Guard. And I'm like, okay, but they're like, this isn't our jurisdiction. You have to contact the city of Ocean Springs. I said, okay, hang up the phone, call an Ocean Springs Police Department. They say, hey, you have to physically come down and give a report. I said, okay. So on our way, because we don't live that far from the police station, on our way there, I was like, well, let me stop by the hospital, because there's a hospital that's maybe 5 minutes up the road from our house. Stop by there. I'm like, hey, have you guys seen this kid? Has he been brought in? The lady's like, no, ma'am, you know, we hadn't. I said, okay, thank you. Run out. We go to the police department. Get to the police station, and the officer basically says, again, this is out of our jurisdiction. And at that point, I'm like, my God, who am I supposed to talk to? Who is supposed to help me with this? So then he said, it's going to be, you would have to call DMR. I was like, we've already called DMR. DMR said it's not in their jurisdiction. So we end up, I think at some point I had called Jackson County Sheriff's Office, yeah. So she calls back and she's like, hey, are you there? I said, yes, we're here, but he's telling us the same thing you guys told us, which is no, we can't take it. She gets on the phone with the police officer. Now this is Jackson County Sheriff's Department speaking with the Ocean Springs Police Department. Ocean Springs Police Department is saying, this is why we can't take this information. She says, okay. He gives me the phone back and she's like, okay, I'm just gonna take it. I'm just gonna take the information. And that was, we met an officer, it was after midnight. Right. Yeah, it was somewhere after midnight. Met him in the McDonald's parking lot, gave him the information. He was just like, okay, thanks. And I was like, like, where is the urgency? Mm-hmm. And so, as far as we know, there were no boats on the water that night. We actually, his high school football coach, Coach Bramlett, text Elmore that morning. He said, hey man, I got a boat. Because again, we don't have boats. Let me make that very clear. We do not have a boat. We're not boating people. We don't do water like that, okay? So Coach Bramlett's like, hey, I got a boat. So we was like, great, let's go. We're on the water. We go out there. We walk the island. Cell phone works perfectly fine. I actually had almost an entire conversation with my grandmother, who was in a panic, as we're walking this island looking for anything.
I just want to pause there. The cell phone worked fine because in the reporting, there's been so much reporting that there's poor cell phone reception. And this is some of the disputes that we have about that night. Dad, feel free to jump in here because they're saying he met.
All right, man. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I try to let them live in the chat, bro. DJ, respectfully, man, I had to get you out of here, man. You doing too much in that chat, man. Like, DJ, man. Whoever friends with DJ, yeah, I had to get him out of here. So shout out there, because I seen a couple of people like, man, get that dude with DJ, you out of here, bro. You doing too much, man. DJ was doing too much. I ain't gonna hold you. I try to give him a little nice, I try to let Miss Special be like, let him live, Miss Special. It was only about a matter of time, because I knew he was one of those. He just continued putting stuff, like, boy, we already know. Like, somebody said thanks. Had to smoke his ass out of here, man. We'll make another page, DJ, man. Respectfully, you doing too much, champ. Let's get there. Yeah, he doing too much. I'm just sitting there. I'm like, yo, damn, when this nigga gonna stop typing all this bullshit? Like, Miss Special, I know, Miss Special. I just was waiting though. You know how I am. I'm the same way. I'm just like, let him live. I'm gonna sit back. I'm gonna watch him a little bit. I'm just sitting here watching him, hearing this. I'm like, man, champ doing too much. Had to send that nigga to the clouds, man. Shout out to our nigga Reed. Let's continue, man. They put Nolan face on the ground. He doing. I'm like, yo, bro, why you like, what's wrong with you, champ? Like, man, let's continue, man. Let's finish this shit off, man. Somebody say he annoying as fuck.
Young lady, Katie, and that he stayed.
Phone works perfectly fine. I actually had almost an. He said, hey man, I got a boat.
I want y'all to hear when she went to the island and her phone worked perfectly fine. She had a whole conversation with her mom and all this, her grandmother, I guess, and they had great reception on the island.
Because again, we don't have boats. Let me make that very clear. We're just gonna take the information, and we met an officer. It was after midnight. Right. Yeah, it was somewhere after midnight. Met him in the McDonald's parking lot, gave him the information. He was just like, okay, thanks. I was like, like, where is the urgency? And so, as far as we know, there were no boats on the water that night. We actually, his high school football coach, Coach Bramlett, text Elmore that morning. He said, hey man, I got a boat. Because again, we don't have boats. Let me make that very clear. We do not have a boat. We're not boating people. We don't do water like that, okay? So Coach Bramlett's like, hey, I got a boat. So we was like, great, let's go. We're on the water. We go out there. We walk the island. Cell phone works perfectly fine. I actually had almost an entire conversation with my grandmother, who was in a panic, as we're walking this island looking for anything.
I just want to pause there. The cell phone worked fine because in the reporting, there's been so much reporting that there's poor cell phone reception. And this is some of the disputes that we have about that night. Dad, feel free to jump in here because they're saying he met this young lady, Katie, and that.
Shout out to Brittany, man. I said the same thing. I've been saying that for the longest. That woman ain't got no reason to lie. So for everybody that was backlash, oh man, she's lying in this. That woman ain't got no reason to lie. She's trying to find out what happened to her son, man. That's all she's trying to do. For all them people that's trying to judge her, man, that woman ain't got no reason to lie, bro.
stayed back. According to the reporting, Katie is saying no. He said he was going to go with his friends. According to the reporting, the friends say no, he left us his phone because there was no reception. Dad, have you found any consistencies? Have you spoken directly with any of his friends?
Well, the first inconsistency was you called me and tell me my son stayed on the island to talk to a girl. My son would never do that. That's not in his character. I didn't raise none of my kids to do that. The second thing is you say he doesn't have his phone.
Hold up, just had to snipe another one, y'all. Yeah, I just had to get him out of here. I'm surprised my mods didn't get him out of here. I just got his ass out of here. I had to snipe another one. We sent them to the clouds, man. He got out of here. Let's continue.
He doesn't leave
Us his phone because there was no reception. Dad, have you found any consistencies? Have you spoken directly with any of his friends?
Well, the first inconsistency was you called me and tell me my son stayed on the island to talk to a girl. My son would never do that. That's not in his character. I didn't raise none of my kids to do that. The second thing is you say he doesn't have his phone. He doesn't leave his phone. I would wake up sometimes in the morning and Nolan would have his phone here right in my face. And I'm waking up cussing and fussing like, boy, you don't get the camera on my face. And he just laughing and giggling and stuff like that. So that's twice. To me, that's two lies that he told me as a father. Like I said, we went on the island. And actually, a classmate of mine called me that morning as we were going out to the island with Nolan's coach. He's like 40 miles away. He calls and, hey man, I got the boat. Me and my boys, we're gonna go out there and help you look. I didn't call him, he called me. And we're gonna start on this end. I said, well, we're probably gonna start on the other end. So me, my wife, Coach Bramley, and a high school classmate of mine were the only, we were the first ones out there looking. Like I said, we docked the boat, got out the boat, walked on the island. She had a whole conversation with her grandmother on the island. Me and my boys were gonna go out there and help you look. I didn't call him, he called me. And we're gonna start on this end. I said, well, we're probably gonna start on the other end. So me, my wife, Coach Bramley, and a high school classmate of mine were the only, we were the first ones out there looking. Like I said, we docked the boat, got out the boat, walked on the island. She had a whole conversation with her grandmother on the island.
I want you to understand what his pops is saying. They was the first ones out there looking for him. And y'all telling me they wouldn't be able to find him on the shoreline the way they found him Monday morning? Remember, they found Nolan on the shoreline. They trying to say he washed backed up on the shoreline and he was laid out face down and it was half water, half sand. You telling me they wouldn't be able to find him the next day? They went out there the next day. One of his coaches, shout out to his classmates, high school people that actually, his high school classmates that actually cared and brought a boat out there. He said, man, they lived there and there like, I mean, like they live far away, but they came and made it happen. And they the first people out there looking for this. Come on, man. There's something going on, bro. Let's continue. I'm gonna let y'all continue hearing what he got to say. Because he believed from the time he went to that island, Elmore believed, the father, that his son, Nolan Wells, was not over there. He was somewhere on the land. That's what he believed. He believed that in his heart. He said, nah, my son is somewhere on the land, bro. And he gonna say that. Peep this shit out. Smash that like button. Come on, we should have 250 likes in the building. Why we only got 237? Come on, I gotta go to sleep. Yo, smash that like button. Smash that like button. Come on, man. I gotta wake up saying that. Come on, gang. Smash the like button, gang. Y'all know how we do over here. Come on, smash that like button. Come on, let's get them likes up, no? Yeah, man. Come on. How his body, that's what I'm saying. His body wasn't washed, man. They had his body somewhere else, bro. Allegedly, man. I don't care what nobody said. That's my point. He wasn't there. His body wasn't there. Let's get them lights up, gang. Come on, we stuck at 237. That's what. That's how y'all doing smoke for the people that's. Come on, smash the light. Come on. Let's get them lights up to 300. Let's continue. Let's hear what Elmore got to say though. But Pete, what he got to say though? He felt that his son was not on that island the time that he arrived. They did their search. He said he ain't see his son nowhere. Nowhere. And remind y'all, remember when the lawyer was jumping on Nancy Grace? Yeah, Nancy, you know, there's no trees up there. There's no high trees. There's no high bushes. There's nowhere to hide out there, Nancy. It's impossible to unalive somebody out there. So when his father went out there, that's the same thing. There's no high trees. There's nothing. So why they wasn't able to find Nolan when they went out there exactly right away, the next following morning? But his body somehow reappeared Monday morning on the baseline of the shore, on the shoreline. Come on, man, make it make sense. Continue smashing that like button. Let's continue, game, man. Let's continue, man.
Got back on the boat. Oh, me and my boys were gonna this twice. To me, there's two lies that told me as a father. Like I said, we went on the island. And actually, a classmate of mine called me that morning as we were going out to the island with Nolan's coach. He's like 40 miles away. He calls and, hey man, I got the boat. Me and my boys, we're gonna go out there and help you look. I didn't call him, he called me. And we're gonna start on this end. I said, well, we're probably gonna start on the other end. So me, my wife, Coach Bramley, and a high school classmate of mine were the only, we were the first ones out there looking. Like I said, we docked the boat, got out the boat, walked on the island. She had a whole conversation with her grandmother on the island, got back on the boat, went back around the island. I guess that would be the north side, facing the Gulf of Mexico. I get another phone call. So my phone worked fine. So this whole thing about not having phone service, I don't know. I don't know if it's the carrier or what, but ours worked fine. I think those around maybe 8 o'clock.
Yeah, because we finished up around.
Who was it? Jackson County or the?
Yeah, Jackson County Sheriff.
Finally showed up.
Yeah.
A couple of boats, they finally showed up. By that time, I was like, he's not out here. I was more focused that he was at someone's house.
That was the
So, that's where my hopes and feelings were. So we left. The county stayed out there. My friend, he stayed out there because he called. He's like, well, we're gonna stay out here a little bit longer. I said, okay, I appreciate it. So we leave. Then I would say maybe a couple hours later, my friend calls me back and he said, well, we're gonna give it and go, but he said, look, I can gas the boat back up, and if you wanna go back out there, we can go back out there. I said, I don't wanna go back out to the island. I have a feeling that he's not there, and I don't wanna go back to the island. So he offered, he said, well, if you do, we can go right now. I said, don't worry about it, I appreciate you coming out there. But he said at that time that helicopters were out there, more Coast Guard, more people out there. So we get back on land, and as far as the keys, what was that night? Or was it?
That was that night.
That was the night
like
the call. Okay, let me back
early.
up. As far as getting the car back, after we gave our report to Jackson County, the sheriff department that night, we were trying to figure out who to get a report to. We had a friend in the family that located his phone. We wasn't there to get the phone, but apparently there was some kind of friction with getting his phone.
Yeah.
We don't
And
know
it
what the friction was.
So the phone and the key were at the same location, which was Jack's house.
Okay.
And again, all of these kids share their locations on Snapchat. And so she was like, hey, I can go pick his phone up, not thinking that his car is there, you know, which she stopped everything she was doing. Her and the boys, they went out. Like, we were all out searching for him that night. And yeah, like Elmore was saying, there was an issue, some type of friction. The cops ended up coming and they left. And so then kind of the same thing when we came to pick up the key, Elmore went up there asking for the key, didn't know where the key was, and all of a sudden we know where the key is.
But see, hold on. But see, this and this is another thing that bothered me too. When we got to the house,
Shout out to Rock, man, my mom for that $9.99 super chat. Shout out to Rock, my moms, man. Shout out to all my moms also. He said, what if it was told Warren was silent? Call police and alert Christine, but the parents of others stopped him. Slips up with the words, and we're not. We're well. He said slips up with words. We're not on accident. Phone calls are ping, and 3 arrests will be made. Phone calls with ping alibis, and 3 arrests will be made. Shout out to my boy. I'm telling you, man, I always be doing some goofy ass shit, man. Hold up, gang. Done messed the whole goddamn screen up, bro.
With all of you. For
He were at the same location, which was Jack's house.
okay,
And again, all of these kids shared
beating on the door like, what Nolan?
her and the boys, they went out. Like we were all he were at the same location, which was Jack's house.
okay,
And again, all of these kids share their locations on Snapchat. And so she was like, hey, I can go pick his phone up, not thinking that his car is there, you know, which she stopped everything she was doing. Her and the boys, they went out. Like we were all out searching for him that night. And yeah, like Elmore was saying, there was an issue, some type of friction. The cops ended up coming and they left. And so then kind of the same thing when we came to pick up the key, Elmore went up there asking for the key, didn't know where the key was, and all of a sudden we know where the key is.
But see, hold on. But see, this and this is another thing that bothered me too. When we got to the house, it was some of his other friends were there, and they were, beating on the door like, what Nolan there, what Nolan there, beating on the door trying to get in the house. So I walk up to the door and I'm calming them down, because for one, okay, you're allowed. 2, you're in these people's house. So if you tear these people's house up, that's gonna be a whole nother issue. I don't want y'all bothering that. And 3, I need you guys to calm down, and I need them to kind of trust me as being an adult so I can get something out of them. So I get them out the house, and then Jax finally comes down the stairs, I guess in the room. Hair all messed up like he just woke up, whatever. I said, look, I'm Nolan's father. His car's outside. I need to get his car and all his personal effects that may be left over here. And he goes, oh man, Nolan was like my brother. I said, Nolan was like my brother. I said, well, if Nolan was like your brother, would you please go and get everything of his so I can get his car, I can go home. So he walks off. 2 or 3 minutes later, he come back. I don't see the keys. Okay. So I leave out the house, go back outside, stand by the car. During that time, one of the guys that was in the house, one of the other friends, he was on the phone with a girl who was apparently there with them earlier that day. And she was telling him that his keys was on top of the Xbox in his room. So he goes back up to the door by himself, and we're still out by the car. And lo and behold, here comes the keys. So now to me, you lied to me 3 times. I don't believe nothing that you tell me from here on out.
and this is Jax.
This is Jax.
And eventually he does give you the keys.
Yeah, eventually give me
But
the
there
keys.
was friction getting the keys.
Yes. So for one, you tell me my son is on left still on the island with a girl. 2, you have his phone. And
You see how Mama Love them don't believe that story? That they told him that he left there and left his phone there and he stood back with a female and this and that. Mama Love them like, man, we don't raise this boy 18 years. 18 years. And not for nothing, I'm pretty much sure they raised their boy how Mississippi is. because they come from a different generation, know what I mean? So they know how Mississippi get down. They know how the coaches get down there. So I pretty much sure they taught their kids what to stay away, what to be alert, what to, know what I mean, be on point. And all kids don't take the advice. Don't get it twisted. All kids don't take our advice. But some of our kids do take the advice when they caught up in a situation where it look kind of spooky. They're going to take our advice then to try to get up out of it. I'm like, oh, nah, Pops and Mom was right. Let me get up out of here. So I pretty much sure Nolan wasn't that crazy, bro. I'm pretty much sure Nolan wasn't just a girl, a dude that just jumped off the boat and let me just chill with the female all day. I don't think Nolan and then leave his phone without calling his mom. Nah, I don't see that shit happen. Yo, shout out to Iron Will, man, for the $5 super taste. Man, Jack said Nolan was like my brother, past tense. That part. You remember that interview? Shout out to Iron Will. Yeah, he been on point. That's a fact. That's a fact what you just said, champ. This is nasty work, man. This is crazy. Let's finish this shit off, man.
You don't give me the keys and I ask. I don't know any father who would believe just if one of my friends did that. I'm gonna be cordial with you, but I'm gonna watch you. And
Ben, I want to ask you, because I'm hearing these two parents who essentially had to become search and rescue or law enforcement, looking for their own child with such a lack of urgency on behalf of law enforcement. Obviously, we're talking to Black journalists. We can't ignore the ugly racial history of Mississippi. I looked into the demographics of the Jackson County Sheriff Department. It's quite asymmetrical, but also just the general attitude and the lack of value when it comes to Black life. Does this sound like a normal process for when an 18-year-old goes missing to you? What holes have you seen in your looking into this case?
Tiffany, that was the question that Christine and Elmore had when they first called us. They wanted the truth of what happened to their 18-year-old son, Nolan Wells. And they had concerns whether they were going to get a fair and impartial investigation. And from that day to this one, it has been the same objective: to have truth, transparency, and find out what happened to Nolan. They said, we want a thorough investigation, because when they found Nolan, they expressed to me that the sheriff had already said no foul play. And they was like, no, my son, he knows how to swim. Our son is a college athlete. Our son is in great shape. We don't believe that he just drowned and nobody knows nothing. Nobody saw nothing. I mean, there are about 300, 400 people on the island. And so that's what they were saying. We want to know what happened. We want truth. We want transparency. We don't want his death to be swept under the rug.
Well, just so to make sure the audience and the people watching at home know, so they did declare very quickly, as you're noting, that he drowned when his body was recovered on July 6th. Mom and Dad and you all know that he is a student athlete, able to swim. On July 4th on Horn Island, it was very crowded. Certainly the suggestion is someone would have seen a child in distress. There is going to be the convening of a grand jury. Now, the DA of this area, Angel Myers McElrath, is a very out loud proud Republican. If there is a U.S. attorney appointed to this case, it will likely be a Trump appointee. I'm just curious, Ben, from you and Rev, I think we have to be very candid here. What concerns do you have about the racial animus that we are seeing so much of play in this case?
Well,
you or Rev, whoever.
All I'll say, and then defer to Rev, you want to believe that this is a child, that everybody is going to do their level best to find out what happened, so these broken-hearted parents will know what happened to their child. In time, we've seen Christine and the family be attacked just for asking questions. What happened to my child? Trying to say, no, we want to question this part of the investigation, that part of the investigation, because day one you said no foul play, but tell me now, what are you doing to be able to get us to the truth? And that is, it causes them sleepless nights. We talk at night. And so trust but verify. We are trying to cooperate everything we can do to say, hey, we want to help, but we want you to give them a thorough investigation. We want you to do for him what you would do for your child.
Rev, I'm going to come to you in a sec, but you brought up something, Ben, about attacks. And certainly as journalists, we have a keen eye, and I have noticed that the narrative around this story has shifted to the threats that are going to the young men who was with Nolan. They've hired attorneys who previously represented Donald Trump in cases. They've gone on very MAGA-friendly podcasts. And I just want to make sure that we keep the...
So it started out with one, and so there have been a big smear campaign, just not only professionally, but personally for me. And
they attacked your nursing license.
Yes, so it started out with...
I want to let y'all know. Okay, I was just about to say something. Shout out to Melinda. Shout out to Melinda for the $10 cash app. I appreciate that. Shout out to Melinda for the $10 cash app. I really appreciate that for donating to the channel. I want to know, yo, you know what they did to this woman? They tried to take her whole career. Lucky she got good people, good patients, good clients, good all this, good co-workers and good, or co-workers. They gave her like, no, everything she's going through is absolutely a lie. They trying to ruin this lady's career, and these boys want to get on and do the interviews like, yeah, we can't go to Walmart. People looking at us crazy. Yeah, we can't go downtown because people over here looking at us crazy. They threatening us. Look what y'all doing to her. The only thing she's trying to find out is the truth about her son. The only reason y'all getting judged and getting attacked the way y'all getting attacked, allegedly, the way y'all getting attacked is because the way y'all was moving in the beginning. Y'all was shaking. Y'all was moving funny. Y'all energy was funny. That's the reason why. And y'all still moving funny to this day. But they try to take her whole career away. Hear what she got to say. And that shit is foul to me, to be honest. Just not for nothing. He said, can't buy a Red Bull. I'm trying to tell you. But everybody's going to look at him because, yo, like, what really happened to Nolan? Y'all still did out of y'all heart as a friend, a best friend of Nolan, y'all still didn't get on none of these interviews and said, this is what I think happened to Nolan. This is our opinion because we're from out here. Y'all never said nothing. Y'all ain't explained shit. Y'all just talking about water, boats, and defending yourself right now. That's all y'all been doing. But y'all trying to destroy this lady career and everything. Peep this out, man. Let's get to Mama Love. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel. Come on, let's get them likes up. Let's get 300 likes in the building.
1-star reviews of people personally for me.
To the actual child who died. And I'm curious, Christine, if you can weigh in on what threats have you and your family experienced?
So there have been a big smear campaign, just not only professionally, but personally for me. And
they attacked your nursing license.
Yes, so it started out with 1-star reviews of people saying they saw me. My office verified that these were incorrect. And then it went so much as to someone contacted the Board of Nursing, and then that opened the investigation for the professional misconduct. There was no evidence presented for that claim. And the investigator I spoke with, he said, we have to do our due diligence. I said, I understand it. I respect it. He was like, I'm sorry it's coming at this time. I was like, no, I get it. Do what you have to do because I know who I am. I know what kind of care I give to my patients. I know the relationship that we have. And I'm grateful that my patients, a lot of them are still trusting and loving in the care that they know they're going to get with me. And so these attacks are not going to, it's not going to break me. I have to find out. We have to find out what happened to Nolan. That is the only question we've ever asked. We've never blamed anyone. We've never tried to smear anyone. I know I heard something about the picture. That picture was sent to me because
This is a picture of him on the boat.
on the boat with the people.
Yes.
And what it was is they were like, the person was like, Miss Christine, the information is incorrect. This is what he was wearing. Because initially he was in black shorts, which again, that is the information I received from Warren verbally and via text. When she sent me that picture, I was like, oh, completely different color. These are like a blue-gray short. So we had to correct that. But I'm grateful. We are grateful to all of you. Thank you for keeping our son's story alive. And thank you so much, Tiffany, for having us.
I think that's part of our assignment here, our responsibility. So often in newsrooms, we have to defend and define Black life and defend and define our own humanity. And so it makes a difference. The same way in other newsrooms, when you see someone and you feel like they're familiar, that so happens as they resegregate newsrooms and lay off Black journalists en masse, that goes away. So the people in this room have a keen interest in this story because they see your humanity, and that's what we center in this conversation. Rev, put this in historical context for us, because as I look at Mississippi, I don't have to tell you of all people some of the immediate thoughts that surface for us here.
Well, when I got the call from Ben Crump and he had the parents connected, and they told me the story, I'd not heard the story. I heard something about some in Mississippi. But when I heard the details, the thing that jarred me from a civil rights point of view, and I've been working, Ben has come National Action Network for 20-some years with a case, and then from there on and on and on. And if it's not a civil rights position, we don't get involved. When they told me that law enforcement said there is no foul play, that's a prejudgment. And I said, wait a minute. They said, the parents repeated to me on the phone, I said, they said it was, this 2 days after it happened. And how do you investigate and there's no foul play and you don't even know what happened yet? So that's what perked my interest. So I said that, well, we'll be involved and we'll help to the best of our ability. Talked another day or two. I said, y'all come to New York, we'll have a national press conference. That's how we broke the story. The first national press conference they did at our headquarters, National Action Network. And then all of a sudden, it was all of this attack for getting involved. And they asked me to do the eulogy. I said, we'll take care of the funeral. Tyler Perry called me and said, no, I'll take care of it. So the thing that bothered me, one, it was prejudgment. Second, the parents of the guys that were with him started talking about they was going to sue us for getting involved. And sue, I don't even know the kid's name. So you can't say I defame your son. I don't know your son's name. But I will say this on this stage, I want them to sue me first. And I'll tell you why.
Reverend Sharp, like, come sue me. Yeah, I got time for y'all. I've been doing this for damn near 50, 40 years. Reverend Sharp said, come sue me, man. I got time for y'all now. I got time for y'all. Shout out to Onk, man. Shout out to Onk, man. Shout out to OG Rev, man. OG Al Sharp. I mean, OG Al Sharp is still holding that shit down, man. He ain't playing. He said, man, come sue me first. I'm like, oh, okay. I hear you, Onk. Let's go.
No, I'll tell you why. And National Action Network, you serve the papers, because I want to depose your son. If you sue, the plaintiffs are deposed. So rather than us depend on a Mississippi DA who's already had people saying it was no foul, let's go to civil court, any kind of court you want to go to, because you can't make this make sense. And direct to your point, Tiffany, as I said in the eulogy that I did, I don't know what happened. The parents never said they knew what happened. They never said it was racial. I don't know it was racist. but they don't know it wasn't racist. You don't know what happened. So why are you prejudging it unless something is there you don't want out? Second thing is, you know, and I said this to Elmer and Kristen, I had hurt my knee. I had torn my meniscus. And when I tore it, I told Ben the truth. I did it working out one morning, but I told them I got it because I was on my knees praying too much. But anyway, when they took me to say they may have to do surgery, the first thing they said is, well, we got to get your medical history from your primary doctor. I said, okay. So I said in the eulogy that I don't know what happened, but I got your history in Mississippi. And the history tells me black boy go out with 3 white kids come back. There's a blurred story on what happened. Now y'all all hostile and all upset. Didn't have the keys, but then you had the keys. Some about this don't make sense given your history. And I'm gonna stay on this until we find out what happened. It may be nothing, but we're not gonna leave that up to chance with people that are distorted. We gonna stay on this case. And lastly, since they want to talk about lawsuits, one of the things tying your morning together, Tiffany, they may come back, as you suggested, playing right-wing politics with this, with the local prosecutor, maybe even with the federal people. But if we have a change in January and there is a Democratic House, I said that if Hakeem becomes the speaker, he needs to have the chair of judiciary, subpoena them to the Judiciary Department, testify. No, that's what this vote means. We need to have a check and balance of government so that we got somewhere to go. We can't depend to go to Trump's Justice Department. So we need to really mobilize so people like these two parents can protect their children.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you laid out such a great example on how the tentacles of white supremacy cast such a dark shadow over almost every aspect of what your parents went through. I know that there's so many more questions that I have, and I'm sure the audience has. As all my broadcasters know, I have an IFB, and they've been telling me to rap for about 10 minutes. We wanted. It was my pleasure to go over time, and not only my pleasure, my responsibility to give you all a platform to share your story. I think it's so important.
All right, enough of that. That's over with. Let's get to the spicy shit, man. Let's get to the interview. Let's get to part 3 of the boys. Pardon me. We're gonna get to this. Let's get to part 3. And we gotta hear what they gotta say. We gotta hear what they gotta say. What's the other one? Nope, it ain't that one. What's this one here? All right. Let's get to the spicy part, man. Pause. Hold on. Let me get my sounds on. All right, man. Let's get to the spicy part. Like it's smoked out in this motherfucker. What is fun? Everybody good? How everybody feeling, man? What's good, man? Smash that like button, man. That was just about an hour and 35 minutes we were just here. Now we about to get to the spicy part. Now we about to review what they gotta say. Review what they from step 1 to step all the way, whatever, to the island and back, and they saying people judging them and this and that. Oh yeah, we're gonna review all this. We're gonna review all this shit. They gonna I'm telling we're gonna review all this. Let's spice it. Yeah, let's spice it up, man. Smash that like button, support the channel, grab your membership. We had a few cash out, appreciate that. Had a few super chat, appreciate that. Man, appreciate the content. We be here cooking, laughing. We do everything over here, man. We definitely be laughing. So support the channel, donate to the channel, man. But definitely smash that thumbs up, man. Come on, we gotta share these videos. Share the video also. But let's get to the buddies part 3 interview, and let's review this shit together. Nasty work out here. Rest in peace to Nolan Wells, man. Like I said, we ain't blaming y'all, but maybe y'all know something.
Like lights up a room when he walks in it, but like no, I'm not
No
joking.
jokes.
It's like,
It's like an understatement.
No joke.
It's-
I mean, he's great, dude. Like most genuine guy I've ever met in my life. Nolan would always be at our house to stay at our houses, and for his parents to come out and say, "Oh, well, we don't know these boys." Well, then does that mean you don't know where your kid's staying at night? Because he was staying at our houses.
As far as the investigation is concerned, did you guys give your phones over to investigators? All right, we have Morgan, Jax, and Warren here. Now that I got you guys all here, what I want to do, and I want the audience to be able to have an opportunity to hear some of the things that have been put out there cleared up. You guys know better than anybody else what happened. I only had, from the perspective of Warren last time, and now that you guys are here, I want to get the full perspective so that people can know what happened and they can judge for themselves. And the first thing I want to start with is your relationship with Nolan. What was y'all's relationship like? I'm sure, jump in however you feel, but there has been talks on social media that you guys are fake friends of Nolan. You weren't really his friend. Can you explain that to me and the audience?
Yeah, I mean, I don't care what anyone says about my relationship with someone else. I know my relationship with Nolan. Nolan knew his relationship with me. I know who my best friend is, and he knew that too. I mean, he knew our relationship. But so basically, like, no one can tell me how I feel about someone or how someone felt about me, especially someone who's gone now. I mean, Nolan knew the relationship we had, but describing Nolan, like, that man was the funniest dude ever.
Always
like,
had a smile on his face.
Always,
I mean,
dude. Like,
if you needed to laugh, I think Nolan would be the only person, one of the only people I would call.
Man, I ain't ever seen him like mad, dude.
Me-
He was, I was about to
me
say, he
either.
was the peacemaker
He
of our
was.
friend group. I mean,
Yeah.
anytime anybody had beef over somebody, over a girl or whatever, he would go over there and start talking to him. He's like, man, I think this guy's actually pretty cool.
Yeah, this
I
guy's
don't
actually
think
cool.
we should. I think we should become friends with this guy.
Yeah.
And lo and behold, we would somehow become friends with the dude, even though he's getting with one of our other buddies' exes or whatever. But yeah, he was awesome.
yeah, Nolan's.
Whatever. He would go over there and start talking to him. He's like, man, I think this guy's actually pretty cool.
Yeah, this guy's
I don't
actually
think
cool.
we should. I think we should become friends with this guy.
Yeah.
And lo and behold, we would somehow become friends with the dude, even though he's getting with one of our other buddies' exes or whatever.
One thing you got to understand, these are not adults. These ain't 30-year-old, 40-year-olds, or even young YNs that been through the system and know how to talk when they're doing an interview. They never been through this type of shit. When I watched this, Tatum asked them some nice questions and didn't cut them off. I think they might have edited a few things out, but Tatum actually let them run their mouth. And you just got to hear them. Yeah, we become buddies with a op, and next thing you know, we become buddies with the op, even though he messed with one of our friends' ex-girlfriend. Y'all get what I'm saying? Telling y'all, it's a girl that was involved in this Nolan situation, and somebody was jealous, and they took their anger out on Nolan. Let's continue. He said Nolan is the peacemaker. He said they could argue with somebody like an op and end up being friends with that individual who they was arguing with, because Nolan is the peacemaker. He said even though that op screwed around one of their friends' ex-girlfriend or something. Let's continue though. Shout out to Iron Will, man. So him being unalive is even more suspicious. And I thought they were childhood friends. He said these boys are exposing their own lies in real time. That's a fact, Iron Will. Shout out to Iron Will for that $5 super chat. Appreciate that, champ, for real. Let's continue though, man. I just want y'all to notice though. Pay attention, man. Y'all might have watched it earlier, but y'all really probably wasn't paying attention. Let's pay attention.
But
Face.
Always,
I mean,
dude. Like,
if you needed to laugh, I think Nolan would be the only person, one of the only people I would call.
man, I ain't ever
Like-
seen him like mad, dude.
he was, I was about to
Me
say, he
either.
was the peacemaker
He
of our
was.
friend group. I mean,
Yeah.
anytime anybody had beef over somebody, over a girl or whatever, he would go over there and start talking to him. He's like, man, I think this guy's actually pretty cool.
Yeah, this guy's
I don't
actually
think we
cool.
should. I think we should become friends with this guy.
Yeah.
And lo and behold, we would somehow become friends with the dude, even though he's getting with one of our other buddies' exes or whatever. But yeah, he was awesome.
Yeah, Nolan's great. Like,
He was
I'm serious,
awesome.
like most
Great
genuine
kid.
guy ever.
Yeah.
Man. I mean, like I said, lights up a room when he walks in it. But like, no, I'm not
No
joking.
jokes.
It's like,
It's like an understatement.
No joke.
It's-
I mean, he's great, dude. Like, most genuine guy I've ever met in my life. And like, I know when people like, you know, I know I've seen like when people pass a lot, everybody says good things, obviously. And, you know, this isn't just me like being respectful to know him. Like, dude, that was like one of the best guys I've ever met. Man.
I've only ever seen him mad once. Literally once. That's it. One time. And it was over something stupid. Yeah. But that was the only time I've ever seen him mad. Other than that, he was always smiling or trying to figure out what we're doing that night or whatever. And then again, like, our relationship really started around, would you say, like, freshman year, high school? Like,
well, I was like a little closer with him before y'all because, like, obviously, like I told Brandon last time, like 8th grade COVID year is when Nolan and I like really started hanging out, and then we all started hanging out going into high school. But man, that dude's funny. Life of the party. Like,
Life of
had
the
so
party.
much fun.
No
Like we
doubt.
had so much fun together. Like even going up to like Starkville where Morgan goes to school, and like just every
freshman
Oxford,
Destin.
Like, it was fun. Yeah, dude, it's fun. He's awesome.
Nolan was a ladies' man. Then I tell y'all from a couple lives ago, that's why he used to love going over there. Big house, big mansion, got the pool outside, got the little bunnies running around, Nolan, Nolan. You know, Nolan do his little dance and all that shit, get the crowd hyped, know what I mean? You know, he got that black in him, so he gonna do his little dance, end up doing that Dougie or some shit, know what I mean? Do the little Dougie dance on him. Nolan was a ladies' man. He was a ladies' man, bro. Nolan was a ladies' man. And I think a lot of the other friends probably didn't like him. I'm just saying a legend. I'm just trying to paint a picture here. Shout out to Megan Dahl for the $10 super chat. I appreciate that. She said the grand jury only sees what the prosecutor chooses to reveal. He said, let that sink in for a moment. That's a fact. That's a fact. Shout out to you for that $10 super chat. I'm like, Nolan. I'm telling you, rest in peace, champ. We know what you was doing over there, man. We know what you was doing. You was a ladies' man, man. When you walked in that building, man, you got the whole building. Like, you started making them dance and everything, nigga. You could tell. His mom said that from his family, his friends, and then they said the same thing. He was a ladies' man. He was snatching them up over there. Come here. Putting them under the wing. Come here. And a lot of them probably didn't like it. And it was getting loopy. I'm telling y'all, man, that's what happened, bro. That's a fact, creator. That's a fact. I'm telling y'all. Let's continue, though, gang.
Great. We all started hanging out going into high school, but man, that dude's funny. Life of the party. Like,
Life of
had
the
so
party.
much fun.
No
Like we
doubt.
had so much fun together. Like even going up to like Starkville where Morgan goes to school, and like just every
Freshman
Oxford,
Destin.
It was fun. Yeah, dude, it's fun. He's
awesome.
Great.
And so people, well, there was a conversation that we had, Warren, last time about you not going or ever being at his house, and people took that as if you weren't his friend. Can you guys describe what engagement did you have with Nolan at his house, with his parents, him with your parents? Like, how did all that circulate?
Right, well, like Jack said, like he used to pick up Nolan every day. I used to pick up Nolan every day. My buddy Wyatt used to pick up Nolan. Like literally would pick. We didn't make Nolan drive anywhere.
That's how much we loved him, bro. We just always wanted to be there.
That's how much, like, everybody knows this too. Like, Nolan didn't drive. Like, especially, at least in our friend group, because Nolan, we always pick Nolan up, regardless of where it was. Like, literally on July 3rd, Nolan rode with me and, like, rode with me to Wyatt's because we had to get parts for a boat. But anyway, just for, you know, it's crazy that, like, I think it's kind of sad that like people, I have some friends of mine that I'm very, very close with, and I just don't know their parents. You know, we're grown men. You don't have to know someone's parents to be close with them. And for someone's like, for, you know, them to come out and be like, oh, well, y'all aren't friends with somebody. Well, how are you going to tell me like my relationship with somebody else? You know, it's crazy. Like they've said this all about us, like, oh, we're fake friends. Well, that's really horrible to say, because if you go look on every social media post on Nolan's Instagram or Facebook or anything else. The only people in it are us and his football guys. Like that's just so real. Every time Nolan's in Starkville, he's with us. Every time Nolan's anywhere, not even just Starkville, but anywhere.
Oh yeah, we went on countless vacations
From
and
prom, homecoming, everything. Nolan's with us because we were his friends. It's not that hard to understand. I mean, I don't have to prove this.
I want you to pay attention to the kid Morgan, the kid with the white shirt. They're not kids. They're young adults. I want you to pay attention to the dude Morgan. And pay attention. I just want you to pay attention to their body language while they talking, bro. It's crazy. It's like I don't understand. I really don't. It's like the energy they started with and the energy they run it off with it's just like it's fake. It's fake energy, bro. I don't even know these dudes, and it's like, yo, I felt the fake energy from day one because y'all ain't show no emotion, and y'all still don't show no emotion. It's like y'all more sitting there trying to cover up allegedly on something that y'all probably know or know of. Because like I said, I'm not pointing fingers at y'all. There's no evidence right now. There's no proof. But we all know for a fact somebody knows something on what happened. And that's the key thing. Somebody knows something. So the way y'all be moving and the way y'all acting now, that shit could I'm like, sometimes it gives me a headache. It gets me a headache. I just be like, yo, I can't believe this shit. I really can't. Because how the hell is that y'all friend and watch all the giggling, the little smirk? Watch this. This read their body language. The vibe, yeah, exactly, Paige. The vibe is off. You could clearly feel that shit. The vibe is clearly off, yo. Let's continue though. I want y'all to pay attention to Morgan, the guy with the dude with the white shirt. He do a lot of giggling, a lot of smirking when these two be talking a lot. And then it's gonna be a lot of that, man. Let's continue. Sad, man. It's sad.
But that's the truth. I don't have to prove my friendship. And these guys feel the same way. We don't have to prove our friendship with Nolan, but I know it's right.
Yeah, so was Nolan around your family then?
Oh yeah, Nolan was always around our houses. I mean, I can even say this: Nolan and Wyatt's dad had a secret friendship that we weren't even in.
Yeah, they were like best friends.
We would go over to Wyatt's house, and Nolan, we would all be in the backyard, whatever, doing something. And Nolan would be inside on the couch with Wyatt's dad, and they would just be cutting it up all night.
Yeah, watching movies together. Like
Scarface is their favorite movie.
Yeah.
They'd watch Scarface
all the time.
But it really shows you like the effect like all this has had on everybody, not including just our friend group, but like our friends' parents and my parents. Like our friends were really and families were really close with Nolan. And I mean, this has been a horrible tragedy, not just for us, but for our families and friends too. My mom knew Nolan because she used to drive us from Waffle House to school once a week. My stepdad knew Nolan because he used to drive us. My dad, everybody, like.
And he would always come to the house too all the time.
And not just that, but like I'm talking about like from a young.
And I want you to pay attention to Jax. Every time, like when Warren starts speaking and say a little bit too much, Jax always try to like cut him off and try to like. I want y'all to peep this. It's kind of weird, yo. Like somebody said from on Kick. Shout out to Paige over there in Kick. She said it's a funny vibe, man. The vibe is off. The vibe is off. It's like somebody gonna say, yo, but why they gonna act like this and that? They ain't got, man, listen, when you got privilege, allegedly, and I'm gonna say alleged, but when you got privilege, this the way you act. This the way you act, bro. You can love somebody all you want. You think you're not gonna go turn yourself in if it was accidentally or one of your homies, one of your buddies did something. Y'all not gonna turn yourself in. Hell no, y'all got history. They got tight with Nolan during freshman year, 8th grade of freshman year. You just heard them. You just heard them. You think they don't got more history with their other friends? Of course they do. Way more with Nolan. They all know each other probably since they was like damn near 6, 7 years old. It's a tight-knit community, remember? It's just funny vibes, man. But peep the body language. Let's continue. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, man. We just started off this video right here.
Age like from 8th grade, but and I mean, this has been a horrible tragedy, not just for us, but for our families and friends too. My mom knew Nolan because she used to drive us from Waffle House to school once a week. My stepdad knew Nolan because he used to drive us. My dad, everybody, like.
And he would always come to the house all the time.
And not just that, but like I'm talking about like from a young age, like from 8th grade. But Nolan would always be at our house to stay at our houses, and for his parents to come out and say, "Oh, well, we don't know these boys." Well, then does that mean you don't know where your kid's staying at night? Because he was staying at our houses. So
Sorry to interrupt. I know you're enjoying this incredible interview. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button, and also join our membership program. Let's get back to the interview. Take me to that day on the 4th. Based on what I know from the interview we had and some of the things that Nolan had spent the night and then at your house, and then you guys got up, you went out. Was this the first time you guys went to Horn Island, or you guys just do this every year? Or?
So we've probably been to Horn Island this year alone 3 times with Nolan. And then the previous year, we went to Horn Island. Nolan was with us out there then. And every time we go out to Horn Island, usually Nolan's with us. And every single year for the 4th of July when we go out there, Nolan's with us. I mean, this is a tradition. I mean, everybody waits all year for Horn Island, 4th of July. Like, that is the place to be. That is a party all day, and it is literally right up all of our alleys. Like, that's what we want to do all day. Like, that's the funnest day of the year. And, yeah.
I mean, Nolan was with us 2 weeks prior to the 4th of July at Horn Island with no one out there. If we had any intention to hurt Nolan at the island, why would we do it on the 4th of July with thousands of people out there? I mean, it's pretty clear. We literally all went out there for my buddy's birthday, and Nolan was with a whole group of people like we were with on the 4th. So, I mean, that's...
Yeah, and it was on like a Wednesday.
It's not like
Nobody
this is.
was out
It's
there,
not like
yeah.
this is just like a random like occasion. No,
We
we
got
do
there
this all the time,
yeah.
and not even just Horn Island, but Nolan's on the boat with us all the time. We all go on the boat. We all do things together like this. So,
I want to get to some pointed questions about the phone situation, because I think last time, Warren, when you and I talked or spoke, you weren't at the house when the phone was recovered. So I want to figure this out. Explain to me, because a lot of people are still online saying that they find it to be incredibly suspicious that Nolan left his phone. Can you explain, did Nolan ask you for his phone back when you guys were leaving? Was it not a part of the conversation? Was Nolan the only person that left his phone on the boat? Can you guys walk me through that idea?
So I can go ahead first and say, nobody has their phone in the water. Even when you jump in a pool, do you have your phone? Like, no, you don't. You're not gonna bring your...
See, that's why I hate when they try to question people intelligence. Nobody's gonna jump in the water with their phone. Like, who's gonna jump in the water with their phone? Hello, anybody know they ain't gonna jump in the water with their phone down? They ain't, of course, we have our phone. If it's 3 feet, 4 feet, depending on how tall you are, and you got a little rail over there where you lay your towel at, whatever, your phone, you put the towel there, you put your phone there, or you might put the phone, you're gonna grab your phone, take a little couple pictures, whatever you at, and photos. He's talking like we under the water, like, yo, let's go under the water, take photos. Let's jump under the water and take videos. No, of course, anybody know not to do that. Everybody know how to do that. But when you a certain amount of feet of the water, you are able to use your phone, walk to the water, use your phone, walk your ass right back to the sand, and put your phone right back to the sand in a safe place or the boat. Everybody does that. Am I lying here? Like, when you at the beach, you done it. Ladies and gentlemen, in which what y'all do? Y'all walk towards the water and might go up to like right here, whatever, how tall you are, I mean, a little 3 feet. Take a little couple photos of the ocean, whatever, a little sunset. Take a photos of yourself talking about, yo, we outside. We outside. You know, all that shit right there. You know, that's the new shit. We outside. You know, that's the... And then you walk your ass back to the sand or whatever, and you put your phone back. I hate when they be playing with people's intelligence, though. Yeah, who jumps in the water with their phone? We ain't talking about underwater, champ. We talking about bringing your phone into a certain amount of feet, knowing that your ass going, and I mean, you take a couple photos and you walk right back. Everybody does that. People been doing that since the phones came out. Nobody ain't stupid enough to go jump in the goddamn water like with their phone, unless you got one of them cover things, one of waterproof shit that cover your phone, whatever. I think they got a couple of them joints out. But who does that? We outside. You know how they be, man. Come on. Let's continue, though, man. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel. Let's get them likes up, gang.
electronic in the
You weren't at the house when the phone was recovered. So I want to figure this out. Explain to me, because a lot of people are still online saying that they find it to be incredibly suspicious that Nolan left his phone. Can you explain, did Nolan ask you for his phone back when you guys were leaving? Was it not a part of the conversation? Was Nolan the only person that left his phone on the boat? Can you guys walk me through that idea?
So I can go ahead first and say, nobody has their phone in the water. Even when you jump in a pool, do you have your phone? Like, no, you don't. You're not gonna bring your electronic in the water. So what everybody does is they stick their phones on the dash of the boat and they forget about it because you don't have good service. You can't even send a picture through from Horn Island to like somebody else. And so they put it on the phone. And even as teenagers, we don't really get on them. We go out there and we conversate and we see a bunch of people that we usually don't see on a day-to-day basis, that we graduated high school with, guys that graduated before us. You know, it's a big meeting, like seeing all your friends that you haven't seen in a while. And so whenever we were coming back in, he didn't even think about grabbing his phone. He never asked about his phone, along with 5 other people that also left their phones on the boat, and we had to wait at the boat launch for them to come and pick him up, including Javon. I mean, Javon left his phone on our boat.
Worthy people, we're not going to.
Yeah, Javon.
Like seeing all your friends that you haven't seen in a while. And so whenever we were coming back in, he didn't even think about grabbing his phone. He never asked about his phone, along with 5 other people that also left their phones on the boat, and we had to wait at the boat launch for them to come and pick him up, including Javon. I mean, Javon left his phone on our boat.
Yeah, Javon is one of the guys in the friend group.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken.
Javon's a friend of mine, friend of ours. Like, not as tight as Nolan. Javon's in the class under me in school, and he's a friend of mine. But just like a lot of our other friends, Javon's our friend. He left the phone on the boat because we're trustworthy people. We're not going to steal something. We're not going to delete pictures off of someone's phone. We're not going to delete text messages. We're not going to get on anyone's phone because we have no reason to. But Javon left his phone. And we gave Javon his phone back along with everybody else who left their phone on the boat. So
yeah, we'll get to that because I think I have the timeline in my mind. So you guys, the boat is taking in water. You had already left, Morgan, right? You had already left on a boat. So there's 3 boats. You had already left about 5 minutes before this situation happened. The last 2 boats was Bart's boat and Wyatt's boat.
Javon his phone back along with everybody else who left their phone. Javon's our friend. He left the phone on the boat because we're trustworthy people. We're not going to steal something. We're not going to delete pictures off of someone's phone. We're not going to delete text messages. We're not going to get on anyone's phone because we have no reason to. But Javon left his phone. And we gave Javon his phone back along with everybody else who left their phone on the boat. So
yeah, we'll get to that because I think I have the timeline in my mind. So you guys, the boat is taking in water. You had already left, Morgan, right? You had already left on a boat. So there's 3 boats. You had already left about 5 minutes before this situation happened. The last 2 boats was Bart's boat and Wyatt's boat, and those are the 2 boats that left out because Bart was kind of towing Wyatt's boat out. So you guys are on the boat. What was the conversation with Nolan? Because Nolan obviously had come in on Wyatt's boat. You guys are all getting ready to leave. So what was the communication like with Nolan?
So actually Wyatt was saying, told Nolan, because Nolan's with this girl at this point.
So I want y'all to hear this part. That's why I said, Tatum asked some good questions. I ain't gonna hold it. It's just up to them if they're gonna slip up and say a little extra details. But obviously they are because they're young adults. But I want y'all to hear this right here. This is the part when Wyatt got upset. He cursed at Nolan, told Nolan get on the effing boat. Remember, they always want to bring the girl up. For some strange reason, Nolan nowhere to be found. But in this one incident, Nolan is there, and then they never see him again. But see, they never asked him what time was this. Because according to Warren said the last time he seen them was at 3 o'clock. So I wish they would have asked him the time. I'm getting tired of all these narratives, but we ain't got no timestamp. What time did Wyatt actually argue? You telling me nobody wore a goddamn watch? Nobody grabbed their phone and looked at it all day? Like, cut it out, bro. This shit is ridiculous. It really is. That's why I said, man, they either know something or they know of something or they just covering up for somebody else they love. I never accused them. There's no evidence on y'all. Why I'm gonna accuse y'all for? But I'm gonna tell you one thing. Y'all gotta know something because y'all know everybody on the island. Y'all just said it in this interview. Yeah, it's like a high school reunion. We all meet up there, every year and all this. Everybody, all our buddies up there. That's there, and about 100 people they probably know up there. It's a tight-knit community. They all play sports. They play football. They play sports, bro. Y'all know how they get busy down there on sports and all that. They all know each other, man. Let's hear this dude, though. Because this shit doesn't make no sense, man. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel.
They're together.
What was the conversation with Nolan? Because Nolan obviously had come in on Wyatt's boat. You guys are all getting ready to leave. So what was the communication like with Nolan?
So actually, Wyatt was saying, told Nolan, because Nolan's with this girl at this point. They're together. Wyatt looked at Nolan. He was like, dude, come on. Boat's taking on water. We got to go. Like right now. And Nolan didn't want to go. He said he wanted to stay with the girl. And Wyatt started yelling at him. He's like, Nolan, get on the boat now. And Nolan's like, no. And then finally, Wyatt's like, Nolan, get on the effing boat right now. We are leaving right now. And Nolan said he had another ride back, and we had no more time to waste. We got to get the boat out of there before it goes under.
And it was that. And when Nolan said that, like, was there an issue that you believe that Nolan would be able to get back, or were you concerned?
So what I can say is, I've been out countless times on one boat to Horn Island and came back on another. I've done it before where I went out on one boat and my friends left, and I just know so many people out there. I didn't even think about, do I have a ride already set up? I just know so many people out there that I'm like, okay, there's 100% sure I can find a ride back, and which I have before, And it's one of those things where it's at Horn Island, you don't even have to know somebody to ask for a ride back in. They're gonna bring you in. It's not like, oh, are they gonna bring me in or are they not? Should I ask? No, if you ask anybody out there, 100%, they'll bring you back
Southern
in.
hospitality.
Yeah,
You're in South Mississippi.
I mean, we had somebody.
The boating community is so tight knit. Like, it doesn't matter like who you are. If someone sees you struggling on the island, no matter the case, they will come and help you. They will do anything in their power to help you and bring
People out there, I didn't even think about, do I get on the boat now? And Nolan's like,
what was the conversation?
Actually, Wyatt was saying, told Nolan, because Nolan's with this girl at this point. They're together. Wyatt looked at Nolan. He was like, dude, come on. Boat's taking on water. We got to go. Like right now. And Nolan didn't want to go. He said he wanted to stay with the girl. And Wyatt started yelling at him. He's like, Nolan, get on the boat now. And Nolan's like, no. And then finally, Wyatt's like, Nolan, get on the effing boat right now. We are leaving right now. And Nolan said he had another ride back, and we had no more time to waste. We got to get the boat out of there before it goes under.
And it was that. And when Nolan said that, like, was there?
That right there don't make no sense to me for some strange reason. Shout out to Iron Will. He said my black ass was not going on another boat. That's a fact. Shout out to Iron Will for that $2 super chat. Shout out to Iron Will for that. Because, man, that shit doesn't make no sense. Why I'm going to tell y'all, and then you cursing me. Okay, I want to know how his energy was, though. Was he really upset? Because you know how white boys get upset, respectfully, especially when they drinking. They get very angry. They start turning red. I can imagine, even though they friends, Wyatt probably was cursing them out. Wyatt probably was embarrassing him. I could see that. I could see he probably was embarrassing Nolan, allegedly, probably in front of the girl. Nolan like, man, nah, I'm just going to stay behind there. I'm going to catch a ride. But why did he ain't grab his phone, though? That's the shit I don't understand. Why would somebody leave themselves there without a phone, bro? And you heard Mama Love in the first hour of the video. She said they got perfect reception out there. This shit doesn't make no sense. Why would he stay behind without his phone? Why you or Wyatt or Jack, somebody's like, yo, Nolan, you gonna stay behind? Come grab your phone then. And what time this shit happened? Because according to Warren, he said the last time he spoke and seen Nolan was at 3 o'clock. They left at an hour and a half later, 4:30. Like, nah, bro. Let's continue though. That shit doesn't make no sense right there.
An issue that you believe that Nolan will be able to get back, or were you concerned?
So
explain that.
what I can say is I've been out countless times on one boat to Horn Island and came back on another. I've done it before where I went out on one boat and my friends left, and I just know so many people out there. I didn't even think about, do I have a ride already set up? I just know so many people out there that I'm like, okay, there's 100% sure I can find a ride back, and which I have before, you know? And it's one of those things where it's at Horn Island.
But y'all could do that because that's your turf. That's your territory. Y'all got family that know families. Y'all got friends that know friends. Y'all got people know y'all, plus who y'all are. There's not a real high black population in that town, according to what I heard. Especially where y'all live at. So for a black kid to stay there, it's more awkward, especially with drinking involved, allegedly drugs probably. People probably looking at the kid like, who the hell is you? We're not giving you a ride. Not saying all of them are like that, but come on now. Of course, y'all gonna be comfortable because that's your territory. It's a tight-knit community. Let's continue. I'm just calling it from the outside looking in, man. Pause.
You don't even have to know somebody to ask for a ride back in. They're gonna bring you in. You know, it's not like, oh, are they gonna bring me in or are they not? Should I ask? No, if you ask anybody out there, 100%, they'll bring you back
Southern
in.
hospitality.
Yeah,
Or in South Mississippi.
I mean, we had somebody.
The boating community is so like tight knit. Like it doesn't matter like who you are. If someone sees you struggling on the island, no matter the case, they will come and help you. They will do anything in their power to help you and bring you back to the mainland.
I put another example out there. We know another kid who was pretty intoxicated out there, and he couldn't find his boat. And he asked somebody random that he didn't even know if he could catch a ride back with them. And they were like, yeah, got him on the boat, called his parents, told them the situation was going on, and then took him back on inshore.
And that happened this time, or is
4th of July. This 4th of July.
This current 4th.
So you guys you leave. Nolan is there. I'm based on what you're telling me, I'm perceiving that you guys are accepting that Nolan's going to get a ride back somewhere else. Y'all taking on water. Explain to the audience, what does this sinking boat thing like? Because I think that people are in good faith, the ones who are acting in good faith are genuinely curious of like, are you sinking? Do you think you're gonna sink? Because you hear Wyatt on the phone and he's like, we're sinking, we're going down. Mm-hmm. And obviously you never went down. So can you explain what he was saying about going down? Was there a little bit of water? Was he just panicking more than normal? Or like, what was that? And I want you to explain too, like, what happened to the boat? How did you recover the boat? And how did you get back to the mainland?
So
All right, let's get this super chat out the way before he answer that question. Shout out to the Reason 1800. He said, man, for that $5 super chat, appreciate that. He said they was leaving Nolan. Was trying to swim to the boat. Wyatt playing around. Bart came speeding past. Made a wake. Nolan started drowning. So you saying they was playing games and they just left him in the water and they just watched him drown type shit because they was playing too much. It's crazy, man. I'm telling you, it's all types of theories, boy. And these dudes don't want to tell the truth. Shout out to the Reason, man, for that $5 super chat. This is crazy, bro. Let's hear what he got to say with that question that Tatum just gave him.
I'll go ahead and first off explain.
And obviously you never went down. So can you explain what he was saying about going down? Was there a little bit of water? Was he just panicking more than normal? Or like, what was that? And I want you to explain too, like, what happened to the boat? How did you recover the boat? And how did you get back to the mainland?
So I'm gonna go ahead and first off explain a boat. So a bilge pump is in the bilge. The bilge is underneath the deck where you stand in the very bottom of the boat. And there's a space in there where you have all your electronics, your batteries, everything that controls everything throughout the whole boat. So the first thing that fills up on a boat when it starts to sink is the bilge. And it goes in the bilge and it starts filling up. Well, then the bilge pump kicks on, senses the water automatically, and starts pumping it out. In this situation, the bilge pump had a malfunction, it didn't kick on, and it got all the way to the very top of the bilge, which is the floor level. And then we started to see the boat actually sag down in the water, and we're like, okay, what's going on? So there's a cap in the back of the boat that you can unscrew and look inside the bilge. When we unscrewed it, there's so much water in the boat, it started overflowing onto the deck. And so at this
I'm telling you, I'm getting it. Yo, hold on. I gotta take a smoke break, man. Hold on. Didn't I tell you that's all we're gonna be hearing, man? Is water and boats. I don't want to hear that shit. I ain't no boat professional. Yeah, you know, we got the plug over here, the wire over there, and man, listen, man, what happened to Nolan? What y'all think happened to Nolan? Hello, can we get that from y'all at least? Hey, by the way, though, I mean, y'all love him, right? Y'all his best friends, right? Yeah, what y'all think happened to Nolan? Why the hell we didn't get that type of question and an answer from that? Why? That's your best friend. Yeah, you know, Nolan come in the room, he light up the room, he got a great smile and all this great shit you want to say, but y'all don't want to give us on what y'all think happened to Nolan. Instead, y'all want to talk about the boat, unplug the boat. You got the wires over here, you got the wires over there, you got the bars over here, Pauls, you got this over there. Like, I don't want to hear that shit, bro. Respectfully. Respectfully. What's y'all opinion on what y'all think that happened to y'all best friend? What's so hard? What are emotions at? What are feelings at? God, you can't make this shit up, man. That's why I said I had to jump on early, because sometimes I'll be like, man, listen, I'm gonna be tired. These dudes are bugged out, bro. That's all they want to explain about how they boat and this and that. No, we don't want to hear that. I know somebody had a watch on them. I know somebody was walking around with their phones on the island. Y'all ain't just leave y'all phones on the boat all day. So let me ask y'all a question. When y'all jumped off the boat and walked around the sand to get a little nice sightseeing, because y'all want to see everybody y'all ain't see in several years. Because remember when on Jack said, yeah, you know, when we get there, we see a lot of people that we ain't seeing, and you know, high school days and days like that. You know, we reunite with a lot of people. So you're telling me when you reunited with a lot of people, y'all ain't walk around with y'all phone, one hand holding a can or whatever y'all was drinking, and the other hand holding your phone? Or maybe I had y'all phone in your pocket? So y'all telling me y'all just walked through the whole goddamn island, they had not one time with y'all phone. So y'all don't know what time, y'all don't know shit. Y'all just want to explain how the boat do this and the boat do this and the water tides and this and that, but y'all can't give us a time stamp on nothing. Now, one time y'all looked at y'all watch, that's your Apple Watch. Now, one time y'all grabbed y'all phone while y'all walking through the island and looked at the time, but y'all could give us a time the last time y'all seen Nolan. Oh, y'all can remember that time though, right? For some strange reason, y'all can remember the time you seen Nolan, meaning Warren. I'm not saying anybody else, because this coming out of Warren mouth. Warren said he seen them at 3 o'clock. How the hell you remember that shit, but you can't remember nothing else? How the hell you can remember the last time you seen? Oh yeah, you know, last time I seen it was at 3 o'clock. So you mean you must have had a watch? You must have looked at your phone. How you know that? Then you take pictures and reunited with all your friends on the island. I pretty much sure y'all take pictures, because remember, all y'all don't go to the same college. Some went to college. Some probably got local jobs. Some probably doing some training or something. All of y'all didn't go to the same college. So when y'all meet up on the 4th of July, it's like a big reunion. It's a big reunion. And y'all telling me y'all ain't take pictures with y'all buddies and other friends and other people y'all went to high school with that y'all barely see because y'all going to college the next following month? Shout out to Leo, man, for that $5 super chat. Shout out to Leo for the $5 super chat. I appreciate that, man. Shout out to Leo for the $5 super chat. I mean $5 cash. I'm over here saying super chat. That's how mad I am. Pardon me, man. Cash out. Oh man, you telling me you ain't take no pictures of all your friends on the island? That when y'all go to school the next following month, come on, man, all y'all college kids take pictures before y'all go to the next following semester, the next following season of going to school. Y'all going back the next following month. Y'all got to go check in, move in, do all that. Y'all telling me none of y'all took no pictures out there? Y'all don't go all of y'all don't go to the same college. Next time y'all gonna see each other is spring break when y'all all come back to the town. And then the next time I see each other after that, it's summertime. And y'all telling me y'all don't take pictures? You know y'all done effed up, right? Y'all know y'all done effed up, right? Y'all know y'all effed up, right? Y'all done lost y'all rabbit ass mind for lying like that because all college kids take pictures. Especially when they get back to town, they reunite with their friends. And that's one of the biggest holidays that all y'all reunite. Because Jax, you said it yourself in this interview. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel. Let's continue, man. You can't make this shit up.
We're like, okay, this boat's going down. What's going on? So there's a cap in the back of the boat that you can unscrew and look inside the bilge. When we unscrewed it, there's so much water in the boat, it started overflowing onto the deck. And so at this point, we're like, okay, this boat's going down. It's going down quick. We don't know where the water's coming in from. We don't know what's going on. And we just go into full on like panic mode, get this thing out of here now. So we hook up the boats.
No, call Cito.
Okay.
Let's get to that part. Because you called Cito first?
No,
or you had the boats hooked up first?
We had the boats hooked up first.
Yeah. Okay.
So we hook up the boats and we start towing them out. And he's on the phone with Cito. Because, hold on, let me go back a second. The electronics completely glitched out.
Shout out to Elfin, LT, El Niti, Elfiti. I don't know how to pronounce your name right there, Chad. We're gonna call you L though, man. Shout out to L for the $5 super chat. He said the plug pump only comes on when the boat is taking on water. He said they never mentioned where the leak was coming from or where they repair the leak or they repair the leak. Okay, I get what you're saying. You must know about boats. That's why I said I don't know about boats, man. But I can tell you one thing, man. Common sense. I know about that. Shout out to you for the $5 super chat. Let's continue because I want to hear more what they got to say.
Nothing is working on the boat. There's so much water in there. Nothing is working.
The batteries are also
The batteries are completely underwater. Like they're everything's fried basically. So we have it connected, kind of towing them out, and he's on the phone with Cito, and he's trying to get them on the phone. And as he stated in the moment, he's like, Cito's just asking all these dumb questions. I can't like figure out what's going on. And so finally hangs up, and after the trim to the motor started to work again. So they manually trim it down by the buttons on the motor, trimmed it down, and some electronics started to come back on, and they got the boat to crank over, and they're like, all right, untie us, because if you can get a boat on plane, the suction of the water going underneath it will actually pull all the water out of the bilge if you have the plug out. So like say you have the plug out and it's sitting, the boat will sink. If you have the plug out and you're running, all the water will rush out the back of the boat.
When you say on plane, you mean like it has to be going fast enough to be up on top of the water?
Yep.
Or
so
like
on
that?
plane is you're up, you're running, you're out of the water basically. There's
your bows on plane.
Yeah, so you're up out of the water
like
running.
Yep.
So where are you guys at when this happens? As far as from Horn Island to the mainland, where are you guys at in between there?
So we're probably a mile and a half off of Horn, I'd say, a mile off Horn.
From the start where the Cito call was, we were probably about a quarter mile off the island. Like you could see, it's visible in the picture that you posted that Wyatt is on the Cito call, and it's that video of the boat panning, of the video of the boat getting panned, and you can see everybody in the boat. If you look in the background, the island's right there. So I mean, going back to like what you said earlier, if we killed somebody or hurt somebody, the whole island is literally not even a quarter of a mile away to sea, with hundreds of boats lined up on the island. So that's really all I had to say about that.
Yeah. So we
were about a quarter mile out.
So we were about a quarter mile out, whatever. So they pull the plug out the back of the boat. They have the boat
On the island. So that's really all I had to say about that.
Yeah. So we
were about a quarter mile out.
So we were about a quarter mile out, whatever. So
Look at little Morgan. Look at little Morgan with the smirk, and then gonna say whatever, and so on. You know what I just don't like? The cockiness, the way they acting. Oh, am I tripping, y'all? I know I ain't tripping, right? Then you see the little smirk, and I mean, oh yeah, you know, it was a quarter mile, yeah, whatever. Then you see little Morgan, like, where's the tears at? Where the emotion at? Nothing. I don't want to hear that y'all been crying all night and on y'all bed. I don't believe that shit. We don't live with y'all. We don't party with y'all late nights. We don't know if y'all really crying during y'all moments, claiming y'all crying in y'all room, whatever. Nah, we don't know that. But we could sure know it if you show some type of sympathy or feelings during these interviews. We could see that. But we could clearly see y'all not doing that. I see a lot of smirk, a lot of whatever. Oh man. Let's continue, man.
they pull the plug out the back of the boat. They have they have the motor running and everything like that, and they go to take off. So the boat's having trouble trying to get up, and it's slowly coming up because of the weight of the water. Finally, it planes off, and the water gets sucked out the back, and they're full speed running. And then after that, I didn't see them anymore. I think you were on the boat. You start from there.
Yeah. So after we planed off,
because of the weight of the water, finally it planes off, and the water gets sucked out the back, and they're full speed.
Body language. Look at Warren. Body language, man. It's like they practice. It's like they practice this script allegedly, and everything I say is my opinion. This is my thought about this whole situation. It's like they practice this shit at home, but they can't help the smirking, because one thing I learned, when you're doing an interview by yourself, you can't smirk. There's nobody side by side. When you're comfortable with your buddies next to you, you're going to do a lot of laughing, a little smirking here and there. You're comfortable. Very comfortable. But when you by yourself, you're more nervous. You're trying to get your story. You're trying to protect yourself. You ain't going to do too much smirking and laughing. But once you do another interview with your two buddies over there, it's a lot of little, it's a lot of little smirking and all that, instead of tears and showing that y'all actually care. That shit is crazy. Let's continue, though.
And then after that, I didn't see them anymore. I think you were on the boat. You start from there.
yeah. So after we planed off, Wyatt kept the boat pinned the whole way in. We ran into the mouth of Fort Bayou, where we came from originally, and we turned into Fort Bayou, went in the channel, ran probably 500, 600 yards into Fort Bayou. Wyatt had jumped out of the boat, put the plug back in the boat, so access water. So water didn't keep pushing and filling the boat up. So then we turned around, and Wyatt brought the boat to the dock, and that's when I had gotten out and got back in the car. And I didn't drive. A buddy of mine drove me, and we went back to Jax's house.
Jax's house. Okay, so I just want to make this very clear and abundantly clear for the audience. Are you saying that the video that I posted, which is like a 3-second loop, now I have a lot more of the video, but
Right.
to not expose people that have nothing to do with this,
Right.
I only posted the smaller part, the 3-second part. Are you saying during that time a portion of that, Wyatt was on the phone with Cito. So a portion of that is the Cito call, and that Nolan is not on that boat.
Correct.
And that video that's out there is a representation of who was on the boat during that Cito call.
Correct.
So I want to jump back to something real quick, because I was on the island and the reception was bad. I left my phone on the boat when I got out and went in the water.
Now, you heard Mama Love and all them said that it was on the phone with no problem when they got to the island. Mama Love and Pop said Mama Love was on the phone with her grandmother and everything. Now, one of them are going to try to back that shit up and say, nah, you could get reception. They're going to try to have it. They're going to make an excuse and say you could get reception. It depends, though. Nah, you could get reception out there. It probably just go off and on here and there, but you could get reception. Yeah, you could get some service out there. Let's continue.
But people are saying online that how can you make a Cito call if the reception is so bad on the island? Because before you said the reception wasn't really good enough to even send a picture message to somebody else. So how is this call being made if the reception is not as good?
I mean, if you listen to the call back, listen to the call back. I mean, there's areas in the call where it's splotchy. It's not direct. Like, it's not like you're sitting from me to you, talking to the person on the phone. I mean, you're obviously out on the water. I mean, you can hear it in the Cito call.
And so when it comes to the reception, because I didn't look at my phone one time on the way out to Horn Island. I mean, it was a beautiful ride.
Of course, because you're not thinking about it.
Yeah, I'm not even thinking. I'm looking at how beautiful this water is.
Right.
We were having fun on the boat. We were playing music, some of Nolan's favorite songs.
Yeah.
So I wasn't thinking about my phone. So I wasn't checking reception. Now, is the reception recover at some point between Horn and the mainland? Or is it terrible reception while you're over the water until you get to the mainland?
No,
I mean, there's
as soon as you get off the island coming in shore,
Yeah,
you
but there's
start
really
picking up
like
reception
no
again.
definite way to tell where the reception comes in, because I mean it's all satellite. I mean,
Yeah.
it's different I've gotten service 80 miles offshore, like off of a satellite coming to a oil rig.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I connected to it from the rig. But like,
It just depends.
I could go to Horn Island and not have any service. I could go there and have service. I mean, I think
really
it's
hit or
truly
miss.
different, like every time.
So is it fair to say the service on Horn Island is super spotty?
Yes. Yeah.
And it was just almost by chance, in part, that the call was successful to call Cito. Okay.
Partly, yeah.
And I want to get to that picture, because I think a lot of people are confused about the picture. You guys cleared this up for me last time I came, but I want the world to kind of hear this, because I don't think I addressed it last time me and you, Warren, was on the interview. People are saying, and this is how the picture went viral, that the people pictured in the photo were the ones that went on a boat with Nolan and came back. Can you explain that? Because I don't think everybody that was in that picture even went to Horn Island on the same boat as Nolan.
So I can say whenever we all got out there,
Hold on, before you get there, because I think this will address another issue that people have of saying, well, why are they taking pictures if the reception is bad? Can you point out where this picture took place? What is going on with this infamous picture now?
Yep. So whenever we got there, like I said, I wasn't even on the same boat as Nolan. We pull our boat in. Nolan, their boat pulls in, whatever. I get out in the water. I walk over to Nolan's boat, and I'm talking to Nolan for a little bit, whatever. And I put my phone up on the dash. Nolan puts his up there. As Nolan's putting his phone on the dash, he sees an actual little camera that one of the girls that came on the boat brought. And his first words was, he picks up the camera and he goes, "We gotta take a picture." Just like that. And in my mind, I'm like, heck yeah, like let's take this picture. So that's where you
Remember, Mama Love explained that this earlier in the first part of the video when I played that when Mama Love spoke. She said she got a picture, I guess, from somebody, one of them. Mama Love admitted she got the picture with somebody, but when they showed her the picture, he had blue trunks on. Before that, they told her, yo, he had black trunks on. So they trying to like blame Mama Love. I don't know what they're trying to do over here, but basically they saying the picture that we all seen from the first picture when they was all sitting on the boat, that shit came from like a camera phone. I mean a camera, like a regular camera, not a phone. But cameras got dates and times also. Hello, we're in 2026. Them cameras got dates, month, and they got a timestamp. So can we see that? Shit, I don't know. This shit doesn't make no sense. They acting like cameras don't got no timestamp.
Me and Nolan and one picture, and then as we're taking that picture, Morgan and another buddy of ours come up and they're like, all right, like let's take a picture all together of us on the front of the boat. We're like, all right, yeah, let's do that. So we got on the front of the boat, and that's where that picture was taken.
So that was it taken from a phone or
No, like an actual little camera.
Okay.
Like
And was
the
it taken?
lens comes
Was it
out.
taken from where you docked at, or was it taken out there at Horn Island?
It was taken at Horn Island.
Okay. So, but wasn't on the phone.
No.
Hey, I want to clear this up too, because I'm not aware of this. You guys may obviously have more information. Were people uploading? I know we talked about the service issue, but were people uploading onto social media?
I mean, you could.
Not really, though.
You could be.
Realistically, you could.
You could. If you want to sit there,
could.
if you're motivated enough to do it, yeah. Like, I made a phone call to my mom, and I had to call her like 8 times before she picked up because either her service was bad, 'cause she was on the back side of the aisle on the south side, or my service was bad, and it was just hard to get through. But like, if I went and posted a video on Snapchat, like honestly, I don't think it would like either post or send to somebody. I think, I sent my buddy where we were at, a buddy of mine. I was like, hey, come meet us. And I sent him a video, and he was like, dude, I couldn't get a hold of you all day. And like, that explains the point. Like, I sent him a video where we were at, and it never sent until I got inshore because I had no service.
Would it shock you, because Christine Wells, Nolan's mother, is online, she was very shocked that she said Nolan didn't have any Snapchats or something. I'm assuming that whole day. Is that shocking to you if he did or did not?
Their parents was on the island also. Their parents was on the island, but their parents was on a different boat. Remember, their parents got their own boats. So the parents give them the small boats, get the linemen, their sons of them the little other boats. But their parents was on the island also, allegedly. Shout out to James for the 199. He said, why did he try calling moms 8 times? Trying to tell you. Shout out to James for the 199 super chat.
Have photos or videos or stuff upload to social?
Not at all.
Not at all.
Because
I mean,
like we said, we've been out there many times before, and nobody's on their phone out there. First off, and then second off, if you want to take Snapchats and stuff like that, you can, but you're just really gonna have to save them to your camera roll and upload them back whenever you get insured, because when you go to send it, it's just gonna have an error.
And most guys, when they're out on the island all day, they're really not thinking about posting something on their Snapchat story.
So the phone was taken on like a camera that's not a phone. Yeah. Now, how did that get to you guys, and how did that ended up getting to the internet?
So whenever we first realized that Nolan didn't, I'm not gonna say he didn't. When we first realized we don't know where Nolan's at, the first thing we were trying to figure out.
Get to you guys, and how did that ended up getting to the internet?
So whenever we first realized that Nolan didn't.
What? Hello.
I'm not gonna say he didn't. When we first realized we don't know where Nolan's at.
And look at Morgan's face. What you mean when you first realized Nolan didn't? Nolan didn't do what? Nolan did what? You see, you got to understand, these are young adults. They never been in this type of situation before. So they're going to fumble. They're going to stumble. Y'all heard that, right? When we first realized Nolan didn't, then you see little Morgan over here with the little smirk. Morgan got a whole smirk like, damn, you messed up. Or like, hello. Man, we from the hood, man. We ain't like, come on, man. I done been through this type of shit my whole life. What you mean? Nolan did what? And then switched it over. Oh, let's go back. Let's go remix it. Y'all know how I do. I remix it.
The first thing we were trying to figure out.
The phone was taken on.
First realized we don't.
The phone was taken on. That's not a phone. Yeah. Now, how did that get to you guys, and how did that ended up getting to the internet?
So whenever we first realized that Nolan didn't, I'm not gonna say he didn't. When we first realized we don't know where Nolan's at, the first thing we were trying to figure out, or his mom was, what was he wearing? And so we were trying to remember what color his shorts were. We couldn't quite figure that out.
I said black.
Yeah, I think we said
'Cause
black.
I really did. He was wearing navy blue shorts.
Yeah, there was like dark blue shorts.
Dark blue. Dark. I just said black because I was trying to piece everything together and help out.
And so at this point, we're freaking out. We don't know where
Blue. Dark. I just said black.
First realized we don't know where Nolan's at.
Internet.
So whenever we first realized that Nolan didn't, I'm not gonna say he didn't. When we first realized we don't know where Nolan's at.
That's not a phone that get to internet.
So whenever we first realized that Nolan didn't, I'm not gonna say he didn't. When we first realized we don't know where Nolan's at, the first thing we were trying to figure out, or his mom was, what was he wearing? And so we were trying to remember what color his shorts were. We couldn't quite figure that out.
I said black.
Yeah, I think we said
'Cause
black.
I really did. He was wearing navy blue shorts.
Yeah, there was like dark blue shorts.
Dark. I just said black because I was trying to.
Remember when Mama Love said they said that the first time she got the some type of information, it was Nolan was wearing black trunks. Well, that's what Warren explained. He's saying that he thought it was black, but it was dark blue, whatever. Okay, let's continue though. But remember, y'all heard that, right? Nolan didn't what? Nolan didn't what? We're just reviewing y'all interview, man. We're just trying to understand what's going on here. Let's continue.
Piece everything together and help out.
And so at this point, we're freaking out. We don't know where our friend's at. And the girl that took the picture, she was like, okay, well, I just took this picture of today. This is what color swim trunks he was wearing. And his mom asked for that to post on Facebook to say, if you've seen him, whatever, this is what he was wearing. And so that's what we sent to her, or that's what she sent to her, because we were just trying to help. You know, we weren't trying to cover up anything. We wanted to know where our friend was just as bad as everybody else does. I mean, that was our boy. We want to know worse than everybody else does. And so that's how that picture came about.
And I want to get to the phone situation of Miss Christine, or Miss Wells said online, and I've seen it on the news and everything, as if she had to come and hunt you down to get this phone. Now I know, Warren, you weren't at the house, and so you weren't there when they came to get the phone and all
Right.
that. So how did this happen? Because last time we talked, you said you told, and I will call her Miss Christine, you told Christine that you had Nolan's phone. Like, can you explain that to me? Because I'm confused. I don't know what's what. Did you tell her you had the phone? And when did you tell her you had the phone if you did?
Okay, so first we'll start off with, what I have to say, and then Jax, but and if Morgan has something to say, but I want to get this straight. One of the first things I told Miss Christine Wells in the first phone call that ever occurred with anything to do with Nolan Wells being gone, because I was the first person to call Miss Christine about anything. First phone call in anything to do with Nolan Wells was me making a phone call to Christine Wells. And one of the first things I said to her, with multiple witnesses here, pull up the phone call if you want. She said, oh, well, Nolan's location is with y'all at, where the house we were at. And I was like, well, no, he left his phone with us. I told her this. She knew for a fact that we had his phone. And she knew that I told her, yeah, he left it on the boat with us. Like, a bunch of people did. And so I want to make that very clear that I told Miss Christine there was no reason to hide anything. There was no issue regarding the cell phone. She could have came and picked it up, but instead she sent one of her friends to come pick it up, and that's where these things start to get twisted. But no, there was never an issue with the phone. I told Miss Christine, one of the first things I told her was, we have Nolan's phone, and that's where that ends. There was no issues with the phone or the keys, so I wanted to make that clear.
So was the keys on the boat with the phone?
No. The
Okay.
keys were
They're at my house.
at Jax's house, because we all stayed there the night before. I'm sure if I would have left my truck at Jax's house, I would have left my keys there too, because If I don't
It's
have
just
my-
one more thing to
if I
think
don't-
about on the
Yeah,
boat.
if I don't have my car or my truck, then why would I bring my keys on the boat? You know. So I mean, there's just no point of bringing it because if I lose them, then just more stuff to bring that I don't need to bring.
So I want you guys to explain this phone thing. I think Warren already addressed the fact that he told Christine that he had the phone in his possession. So, you know, the whole Life 360 thing is not adding up as far as what you're saying to me compared to what they're saying. Now, how did whoever came and get the phone, how did they get in touch with you guys, and how did they get the phone back?
So I got a call from a kid we went to high school with. He called me just asking me questions. He saw people posting on Snapchat, like the picture that was circulating. And he called and he was asking questions. He was like, "Where's Nolan? When's the last time y'all seen him?" And then he was like, "So where are y'all at?" And I told him, I said, "We're at Jax's house." And then Warren got on the phone, and I don't know.
So they come to my house, right? And they kind of
Hold on, before we get there. Was it confrontational or was it just just trying to find? It was confrontational
yeah,
already.
wouldn't y'all agree?
Yeah,
He was 110%.
He was very.
Won't you? Don't y'all agree with? Don't y'all agree it was 100% confrontation? Don't y'all agree? Like, don't y'all? Energy. Energy. Energy, 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 energy. The way y'all defending yourself is crazy. The way y'all all spook out because the way people came to your house and all of a sudden, oh yeah, it wasn't right. It was, yeah, y'all can agree. It was 100%, 110% going. Yeah, confident. What? Why y'all had that energy go look for your friend? What you mean? You think they supposed to come knock on your door and say hello? Oh, how everybody doing over here? Y'all know goddamn well if it was the other way around, y'all parents would have bone rush over there. They would have had the police, the sheriff. They would have had the SWAT team over there at Mama Love House and everything. So when that shit comes on over there, because these people love Nolan, they trying to find out what's going on. Y'all acting like these people coming like they coming to beat y'all up. No, they not. They angry. They upset. But a little Warren over there. Yeah, don't y'all agree? Don't y'all agree? Don't y'all? Energy. Y'all ain't had none of that energy in the beginning though, but y'all got all this energy to prove that y'all innocent, to prove that, oh, we're getting attacked for no reason. No, we're not saying y'all did nothing. Like I continue saying, it's y'all energy, it's the way y'all been moving. It's a damn shame. Let's continue. Yeah, don't y'all agree? Don't y'all agree? Rest in peace to Nolan. Now people coming over there kicking the door down trying to attack y'all, right? Okay.
And then he was like, "So where are y'all at?" And I told him, I said, "We're at Jax's house." And then Warren got on the phone, and I don't know.
So they come to my house, right? And they kind of
Hold on, before we get there. Was it confrontational or was it just just trying to find? It was confrontational
yeah,
already.
wouldn't y'all agree?
He was
110%.
He was very
confrontational.
And when did this happen? Was this on the night of the 4th or the next
this
day?
was the night when this was before they came and got the phone.
So this is the night of the 4th, yes.
So you had already spoke to Christine.
Correct.
And then you get a call that was hostile.
Yeah, and then Morgan handed the phone over to me. I was like, "Oh, let me talk to him," because I knew the guy, and I was just like, "Hey, like," he was like, "Where y'all at? Where y'all at?" I was like, "We're at Jackson's house." You know, it's like calm down. And then he hung up on me, and then
Okay, so they come, they pull up to my house, and at this point, I'm kind of freaking out. We're all trying to put our heads together on where Nolan is, and I kind of like isolate myself in my room, just kind of get in a ball and just lose it, kind of basically for a few hours, and they just walk into my house, you know. And I hear all this commotion going on in my living room, and I'm just like, what in the world is going on? So I walk out there, and there's probably like 10, 15 people in my house I don't even know. and they're all up in our faces, going crazy, asking where Nolan is, and we don't know. And finally, they get into Wyatt's face, and they're like, "Where is your boat? Where is the boat at?"
Demanding his address.
Demanding his address and stuff like that. And he finally ends up giving it to him. And then let me go ahead and state that while they're there, we give them the phone. They have the phone at this point. Then they get the address to his house. Then they go to his house. And they're searching all over his boat, what I heard and stuff like that. Well, anyways, I don't really know much about that, but
They never searched his boat because Pop said they never searched his boat. They never searched it. Because remember, they went to somebody else's house, but they never said they searched nothing. They would have mentioned that. They ain't breaking no law searching the boat. Y'all actually would have pressed charges on them if they would have sued, if they would have searched the boat. We would have been heard that from the lawyers that y'all got. The lawyers would have said, yeah, and we pressing charges because they did some illegal shit and searched the boat. So obviously they never searched the boat. Because y'all lawyers, somebody would have came out and said that. And plus Pops never mentioned that either. But anyway, let's continue. Remember, they came to his house, then they went to Wyatt's house after that.
they come back to my house at around, then they get the address to his house, then the address and stuff like that. And he finally ends up giving it to him. And then let me go ahead and state that while they're there, we give them the phone. They have the phone at this point. Then they get the address to his house. Then they go to his house. And they're searching all over his boat, what I heard and stuff like that. Well, anyways, I don't really know much about that, but they come back to my house at around 1 o'clock in the morning, and it's his dad this time. And his dad's being really respectable, really, really nice to me and stuff like that. And as long as another friend of theirs, and he's asking me like, where are the keys at? I don't even know where Nolan's keys are at in my house. You know how hard it is to find a set of keys in a house and you don't even know where to start? It's pretty hard. So I start scrambling around my house looking. There's stuff everywhere. Keep in mind, all these people stayed the night at my house before. I'm looking through everything. I can't find the keys. I run back to his father or stepfather, and I was like, I don't know where the keys are. And the guy standing next to him's texting somebody. I guess I was at my house, and he said that they're on the Xbox. So I run in, I see him on the Xbox, grab my.
That's what I said. What you doing falling asleep at 1 a.m. and your friend is missing? How can you go to sleep after 2 hours of reporting that nobody ain't seen Nolan and y'all just crashed down and went to sleep? I don't care how drunk and high y'all was. There's no way in the world. The only reason why y'all got comfortable like that, because like I said, somebody allegedly probably told y'all, don't panic, we're going to figure this out. Allegedly. That's what somebody told y'all that's older and that's an adult, and they said, we're going to figure this out. Don't panic. Stick to the script. Allegedly. And everything I say is alleged. That's my opinion. How the hell can you fall asleep? Somebody said that. How can you just go to sleep? It's something about that Jax, too. Something about Jax, man. I don't know. It's something about Jax. They all looking at Jax like he's a leader or something. I don't know. I just get that vibe. Let's continue, though. It's nasty work, man.
Xbox, and I go and hand it to him. It's plain and simple. Didn't even know where Nolan's keys are at in my house. You know how hard it is to find a set of keys in a house and you don't even know where to start? It's pretty hard. So I start scrambling around my house looking. There's stuff everywhere. Keep in mind, all these people stayed the night at my house before. I'm looking through everything. I can't find the keys. I run back to his father or stepfather, and I was like, I don't know where the keys are. And the guy standing next to him's texting somebody. I guess I was at my house, and he said that they're on the Xbox. So I run in, I see him on the Xbox, grab him off the Xbox, and I go and hand it to him. It's plain and simple. Didn't even take 30 seconds.
No trouble.
No trouble at all.
It was a girl that texted him and told him that it was a set of keys there. Remember they said that in Pop said that it was a girl. A girl hit somebody else, somebody in that house while Pops and them was there. They hit somebody, I guess the group of them, whatever. They all got mutual friends, and it was like, nah, I was there. Check on top of the Xbox. So a female told him that the keys was on top of the Xbox. Let's continue.
So
So this narrative that they're pushing that there was any argument over the phone or the keys is completely false. Like, let's get that clear.
yeah.
Okay.
So they just kind of hang around my house, taking pictures of all the cars' license plate in the driveway, stuff like that. And so
When you say they, how many people are here this time?
like 15.
15 people that you don't know?
They had 4 or 5 vehicles.
I mean, I knew some of
Full
them I
of
went to high
people.
school with, and then some of them I just didn't know.
Now, walk me through this. How do you think it got to this point so fast? That's one thing that I'm curious about. Like,
Jumping to conclusion.
I guess so. I mean,
That's plain and simple.
They went and searched Wyatt's boat.
Yeah, they went and
You see how cocky they were quick to say that? Jump into conclusion. Jump into conclusion. Plain and simple. I told you, when you're among your 2 buddies and your 2 friends, you're going to have more confidence to talk and be more little cocky. I guarantee you, kid, young adult, whatever, Morgan, whatever your name is, I bet you if you was doing an interview by yourself, you won't be acting like that. You won't be acting like that if you was doing an interview by yourself and you had pressure on you. Oh, I can't wait to the part that they said the police interviewed him. And, I can't wait to get to that part. This shit is crazy, bro. Allegedly, that privilege is something else. Let's continue, though. How many likes we got, man? Come on, let's get 400 likes, man. We've been stuck at 388. Let's get 400 likes in the building, man. Come on, man. We got 388. Let's get 400 likes in the building, gang. Come on, gang. Let's get them likes. Support the channel. Smash the like. Follow me on Kick. Follow me on all platforms. Instagram, IG. Follow me on all platforms over there. Twitter, X also. I got to get back over there too, man. Make sure y'all support the channel. Get your membership. Super chat. We also got the cash app to donate to the channel. Let's get them likes up, though. Come on. Let's get 400 likes, gang. Yeah, we do this shit every day. I got to come in and say likes 1,000 times. So let's get the likes up. Come on. For the people that just joined, let's get 400 likes. Put us on the count. Come on now. Yeah, every right to jump on a conclusion. Say, yeah, they jumped to conclusion. That's just plain and simple. You see how nonchalant these, like, yo, bro, that's your friend, so-called friend, and their parents are bugging. How about if it was the other way around? Your parents was looking for you. How you think you want your parents to go? Go back to sleep. It's like, oh, we'll figure it out tomorrow. Morgan will be okay. That's what you want your parents to do? Yeah, Morgan will be okay. We'll figure it out tomorrow. You want your parents to go back to sleep and don't look for you? Or your friends? Come on, man. Like, where y'all brain at, bro? Where's y'all brain at? Y'all so-called all-American kids and all this they want to say about you and your lawyers and, yeah, you're all-American kids. They're good kids and all that. Okay, so use that brain then. What the hell you don't want your parents to do? You don't want your parents to have the same energy that his parents got. Find the truth. That shit is crazy to me. Let's continue, man.
Like
plate in the driveway, stuff like that. And so
When you say they, how many people are here this time?
like 15.
15 people that you don't know?
They had 4 or 5 vehicles.
I mean, I knew some of
Full
them I
of
went to high
people.
school with, and then some of them I just didn't know.
Now, walk me through this. How do you think it got to this point so fast? That's one thing that I'm curious about. Like,
Jumping to conclusion.
I guess so. I mean,
That's plain and simple.
They went and searched Wyatt's boat.
Yeah, they went and searched Wyatt's boat.
Like
we
we
were
were
hiding them in there or
hiding
something.
Nolan in his boat or something. Like, what is wrong with
Yeah.
him? Like,
Yeah.
You see what I mean, yo? He got the nerve to say, what is wrong with them people? What's wrong with these people? What you mean was wrong? I'm telling you, man, it gets even worse. It gets even worse. You, what's wrong with these people? What? They trying to find out what the hell happened. Y'all out there going to sleep and shit. Oh yeah, we'll just go to sleep tonight and go and wake up. Obviously, y'all not trying to find what's going on. So what kind of friends are y'all? And you got the nerve to say, what's wrong with these people? They over there searching Wyatt Boat. What's wrong with these people? They're gonna call them people. No, that's Nolan family. That's his loved one. Those his parents. They trying to find out what's going on. How the heck? Y'all see what I mean, y'all? Energy, energy, energy. It shows it. Energy shows, man. That universe don't tell no lie. What's wrong with these people? They searching Wyatt Bolt, acting like we putting his body in there. No, they trying to figure out what the hell is going on. Maybe there might be a clue on the boat or something. They trying to figure out anything. They the only ones searching throughout the whole town trying to find out what's going on. They over there sleeping. But they left their man on the island, right? Make it make sense, man. These people are bugged out, man.
We called law enforcement.
Yeah,
Jumping to conclusion.
I guess so. I mean, we
That's
like
plain and simple.
They went and searched Wyatt's boat.
yeah, they went and searched Wyatt's boat.
Like
we're
were
hiding them in there or
hiding
something.
Nolan in his boat or something. What is wrong with
Yeah,
him?
yeah, 100%.
We called law enforcement. I was with Wyatt at the time after we left Jax's house that night. I was with Wyatt, and one person we were with saw that their location was actually headed towards Wyatt's house. And so Wyatt got on the phone with 911 and was like, hey, these people are on the way to my house or already at my house.
Hey, these people on my way to the house. Remind y'all, Wyatt spent the night at Nolan house too. Remember Mama Love said at all of them, Wyatt spent the night there, I think a few times, 1 or 2, 3 times. And you got the nerve to call them these people. Let's continue.
My saw that their location was actually headed towards Wyatt's house. And so Wyatt got on the phone with 911.
There you go. Remember they all share locations? All of them share locations. So they was able to see the parents going to Wyatt house because all of them share locations on Snapchat and everything. Remind y'all, Mama Love and them got the phone already, but they still could share the locations with Nolan phone because Mama Love, they in the car on their way to Wyatt house now. They all share locations. Keep talking. Yeah, keep talking. Exactly. Let them keep talking.
And was like, hey, jumping to conclusion.
I guess so. I mean,
That's plain and simple.
They went and searched Wyatt's boat.
yeah, they went and searched Wyatt's boat.
We're
hiding them in there or
hiding
something.
Nolan in his boat or something. What is wrong with
Yeah,
him?
yeah, 100%.
We called law enforcement. I was with Wyatt at the time after we left Jax's house that night. I was with Wyatt, and one person we were with saw that their location was actually headed towards Wyatt's house.
They was watching her. They was looking at her. They was tracking her down. While she's on her way, exactly. They just said it. They was watching her, yeah. Because remember, I just told y'all all of them share locations. So the location on the snap and all that was still on. It was still on Nolan phone. Mama Love and them got Nolan phone at this time of the period, at this time. So, like he said, we don't know if he's telling the truth. He's saying a friend of theirs that was with them obviously shared the same location with Nolan. So that's got to be a friend. That got to be a friend or one of y'all. And notice that they was on their way to Wyatt house. So what y'all did? Y'all called Wyatt, let them know that they was on their way there. Let's continue. Because they ain't talking about, yeah, a friend of us that was with us, he realized that, the share location, they was on their way to Wyatt house. No, it was one of y'all that realized that. It wasn't a friend of y'all's. It wasn't. Let's continue. Keep dry snitching.
And so
Yeah.
we called law enforcement.
Nah, that wasn't Javon, Breeze. Javon was with the parents. Javon's mom was the one that went up there to get the phone. Javon went up there with his mom and everybody and Nolan other friends, basically his black friends. Because they said they came up there 15 deep. That's why they was talking about it. They got all scared. Because they wanted to know where their friend Nolan was at. Let's continue though.
Wyatt at the time, after we left Jax's house that night, I was with Wyatt, and one person we were with saw that their location was actually headed towards Wyatt's house, and
So he was with Wyatt after they left Jackson's house, pardon me, because Wyatt wasn't home. Peep this out.
Wyatt got on the phone with. We called law enforcement after we left Jax's house that night. I was with Wyatt, and one person we were with saw that their location was actually headed towards Wyatt's house, and so Wyatt got on the phone with 911 and was like, "Hey, these people are on the way to my house, or already at my house. My mom and my dad are there alone, and they know nothing about this." But Wyatt's mom actually, when they were looking at the boat, they were actually walking from the boat, and she came out and started talking to them at that point.
But
Did the police get involved in some degree here?
yes, that's what I'm about to get into.
So peep how the police treated these dudes. I want y'all to hear this shit clearly, yo. This is crazy, bro.
They're at my house hanging out, just, I guess, hanging out in my front yard. Finally, they wouldn't leave.
Talking to them.
Again, for whatever reason, I don't know.
I want y'all to peep this out. Look how he speaks about Nolan's father, about them being in the front yard, and you're gonna see Warren laughing. Check this out.
My brother actually had to call the cops. And one of the people
Talking to them at that point.
But
Did the police get involved in some degree here?
yes,
Peep
that's
this
what I'm about
out.
to get into. So whenever they were at my house hanging out, just, I guess, hanging out in my front yard, finally they wouldn't leave.
You get what I'm saying? Just the laugh, the giggles, like what's so funny? Oh yeah, they was in my front yard. They wouldn't leave. Of course they're not gonna leave because they want to find out what's going on. Energy. Y'all energy wasn't on the same time as theirs. Y'all looking suspicious. Y'all too relaxed. Y'all too nonchalant. Y'all acting like y'all just want to go back to sleep. Y'all, we'll figure it out tomorrow. And y'all just sitting there with smirks. And then cracking jokes about them being in your front of your house, whatever. Talking about they ain't want to leave. What's so funny about that? Their son is missing. Their son is missing. If it was the other way, yo, that shit is crazy, man. That's crazy to me. The way they just giggle and the way they cracking a joke. Yeah, they was in front of my yard and they ain't want to leave. What you mean? They looking at y'all like, yo, what's up with y'all energy? Why y'all not out here looking for Nolan like we are? That part. And I sit back and wait on that. Oh, y'all was too much about going back to sleep, right? That shit is nasty work, man. Nasty work, bro. Nasty work.
And one of the, that's what I'm about to get into. So whenever they were at my house hanging out, just, I guess, hanging out in my front yard, finally they wouldn't leave. And one of the people there came up and started banging on the door again. For whatever reason, I don't know. My brother actually had to call the cops. And I think they came around 2 o'clock in the morning and removed them from our property. And after that, we really haven't spoken to them since. But yeah, we had to call the cops and make them leave.
The cops came, you told them to leave, and then is there anything else that you addressed with the cops while they were there?
Yeah, so the cops were asking me why these people are at my house in the first place. And I told them straight up, we don't know where our friend is at. I don't know where my best friend's at. these people don't know where their friend's at. We're trying to figure it out, and they're basically
These people, these people, these people, these people. Like y'all don't know them. In the beginning of that interview, first I want to say, yeah, we went to high school with some of them, a lot of his friends over there. I know a lot of them and this and that and all. And then all of a sudden, these people, like they don't even exist. Like there's some just aliens just sitting out there and just looking for another alien brother, another alien son or something. Like what is wrong with y'all, man? How y'all be thinking? And y'all wonder why people looking at y'all crazy. That's why I said Tatum, shout out to him for letting them talk. Tatum and cut them, let them talk, let them talk, let them talk, let them talk. Because you're going to get comfortable when you start talking a little bit more, especially when you got your two buddies on the side of you. A lot of smirking, a lot of bro, your bro. It's crazy to me, bro. That's a fact. They don't give a F about Nolan family. That's a fact, Breeze. This is crazy to me, yo.
assuming that we did something. And I told them straight up, we don't know where our friend is at. I don't know where my best friend's at. These people don't know where their friend's at. We're trying to figure it out, and they're basically assuming that we did something to our friend, which we didn't. And he said, okay, just taking notes, and then where our friend is at. I don't know where my best friend's at. These people don't know where their friend's at. We're trying to figure it out, and they're basically assuming that we did something to our friend, which we didn't. And he said, okay, just taking notes, and then remove them from there.
Do you think that this had anything to do with race at this point? Meaning that they approached you because of race, or they approached you because you were the last people with Nolan?
No. So at this point, they just want answers. I don't think this was about race at this point. They're mad and furious, and they don't know what's going on.
But I also want to get this straight. Like, I know some of these people, and these people are like good people.
Yeah.
And I went to high school with these guys. Like, they know me, and I know them, and they know my friends, and they know them. This wasn't about race. They just knew for a fact that Nolan went on the boat with us. And they were worked up, and that's okay. And they were mad, but that wasn't handling things. That wasn't trying to help. You getting mad isn't helping anything. But instead of solving the problem and trying to figure out, hey, where is Nolan? They were just getting pissed off and not handling things the right way. And I mean, that's what happened.
You guys said you ended up going and looking for Nolan the next morning, but you said you were thinking about doing it that night.
Yes.
And why didn't you do it that night?
So we already called the Coast Guard at this point. We didn't have access to a boat that was already in the water ready to go, other than one that I'm just not allowed to use at all. And I was still this close to taking it out. I mean, I was right there.
So you guys go the next morning, you look for Nolan. Can you explain how did that happen? Who was looking for Nolan? Who was on the boat? Was it multiple boats? Was
Multiple
it one
boats.
boat? Okay, can you explain that? Who was, out of this group, who was on what boat, or who was on a boat or not, going out and looking for Nolan?
So me, Wyatt, and Trayson got in the boat. We got in the Palm Beach that morning, the morning after, and we rode out to the islands, and we were met by a DMR. There was 7 DMR boats already out there, DMR and park rangers. We talked to them, we gave them all of our information. They personally asked if any of us were on the boat with him that day. We told them yes. They just said, all right, well, I mean, we got the area scoped out. I mean, and then after that, we just went up to the beach. I think we met up with y'all in the water.
I took my boat out with Jax and a couple friends of mine, and then my mom and my stepdad. And
They were out there too with you?
correct. And I just met Morgan and Wyatt and Trayson and his girlfriend out there. And we actually, when I rolled up, I parked up next to Morgan and everybody who was with him, and I was like, well, y'all can run around, or like we all planned this out. Like Morgan was gonna run around the south side while we covered the north side, and we were just gonna try to take us like cover as much ground as possible. But I mean, there were so many DMR boats and helicopters and drones and everything else out there. I don't really know what an 18 and a 25-foot bay boat is really gonna do. So I mean, we sat out there. We went for a couple hours and we looked around and we searched, but we also don't fit the requirement that DMR has and the tools that DMR and United Cajun Navy and all these departments have to look for somebody. Like, I mean, we didn't put that much of a help out, but yes, of course, we went out there and looked for a friend. That's not a question.
Who else in the friend group was out there? Did you see Nolan's family? Did you see some of the other kids that showed up at your house? You see anybody else out there?
We did see
Couple other
we met up with a coach that was previously Nolan's high school coach. We met up with him. They said that they had previously already been on the island. They walked a good bit down the island both ways, and they were just driving around the island like we were doing. And we eventually got off the island. We got on this rip current. It was going west out towards like Ship Island and then back towards Biloxi. And we drove that for a couple miles. People were also looking on that too. There was multiple boats out there not associated with DMR with binoculars. There was people fishing the rip, and we asked them, like, they rode it all the way from Ocean Springs all the way out to Horn Island, and we were like, did you see anything, blah, blah, blah. Because, I mean, if a person is floating in the water, treading water, they are going to be most likely in the rip. And that all comes into play with the washing machine. I mean, you got
Explain the washing machine for me.
Horn Island and Ship Island, I mean, they come like this, and then there's no island right here, so it just tons of water flows through, the tide goes out. I mean, sometimes it gets pretty gnarly in there, and it creates this big old pool, basically. Yeah. And I mean, if someone was floating, treading water out in the water, that's where they would be. They could be hung up, they could grab onto a log and float with a piece of driftwood or something, or they could find a channel marker or a buoy and grab onto that. So, I mean, there was just main keys that you search for, like when you're trying to search for a missing person that has to do with water. And I mean, it's either the island, the buoys, or the rip. And then after that, there's not really anything else you can do. Seriously.
And when did you guys communicate with law enforcement? Because
somebody just said in the chat, they're trying to set up something like he got caught up in the rip. That's a fact. But see, my thing is, how the hell his body just washed away and came back a day and a half later? That part right there just doesn't make no sense to me. Because like I said, that body would have been gone, bro, if that body would have washed away. We talking about the goddamn Gulf of Mexico, or whatever, Gulf of America, whatever you want to call it now, because Trump done changed that shit. Allegedly, whatever. But you know how many shit going on in that water? For that body to be out there a day and a half and come back Monday morning and reappear at the same spot? That's unheard of, bro. That's why I said if these dudes didn't do nothing, they know something or they know of something. That's all I've been saying. Because there's too many people out there. Y'all came there 3 boat deep. Like, come on, bro. Y'all either know of something. And then the person, if y'all covering up, it's got to be somebody close to y'all. There's no way in the world that body going to float for a day and a half, man, and come back. Nah. That body would have floated somewhere else. That shit don't work like that. I don't care how y'all trying to explain the ties. You see, y'all don't understand what they doing here. They trying to explain how 2 different water ties hit. So they trying to come up with a narrative, allegedly. Everything I say is alleged, just my opinion. They trying to spin a narrative like by the time we get the autopsy from Mississippi and they trying to say that he actually drowned, they trying to come up with these narrative already like 2-3 months early or a month early, whenever the hell Mississippi decided to drop that. They trying to come up with 2 tides hit. Now we got a difficult water wave tide going on. He might have got caught up in that. He might have been in that for like a day and a half. That's what y'all telling us? Because you clearly said it, Warren, when y'all went out there, it was people fishing. There's people out there the next day. There's people doing it. People active out there. Nobody don't see him. If he got caught up in that little branch, whatever, and he would have, you know what I mean? He would have held on something like you said. Obviously, that ain't happened. So what's the other choice? There's no way in the world he could have washed away and came back. No way. No way, bro. And I don't want to hear somebody say, well, maybe he was out there swimming, trying to survive and all this, because I can hear somebody say that. Well, why did they find him then? Because by then they had the whole choppers out there. They had drones out there. They had everything out there. What are we talking about? They trying to spin a narrative like he got caught up in some Thai shit and it was too rough and that shit just washed him away somewhere and then he just reappeared back. Nah, that's a movie, bro. That's a movie. That's some shit you watch in a movie, bro. Because the reason why I say that, if that did happen, by the time the Cajun United SEALs and all of them came out there, they would have found that body floating in the water somewhere. If they was looking that hard, pause. And you got to remind yourself, Pops and his friends, they went out there too on the boat, circling that whole shit around. Pop said that in an interview I just played. They said me and my boys from my high school classmates, he about 30 miles away. He came out here on a boat and he said, man, we're going to go look for your son. They was out there. They would have found the body washed up somewhere, bro. And remember, Pop said when he was out there was other people out there also. They would have been found that body. I'm pretty much sure they went further out to make sure the body didn't wash up all the way like 10 miles away from the island or 20 more miles away. They had drones out there with heat sensor, body sensor. Only thing I'm saying, I watch a lot of movies, documentaries. I'm a TV person. There's no way in the world that body's gonna reappear the same way and washed away and washed back in a day and a half. Maybe a few hours. I could see that happen in a couple of hours, know what I mean, going by. That could happen. But you're talking about a day and a half.
Internet, I think, has this false information that you guys never contacted authorities and that Warren actually talked to me or you guys talked to me first before you engaged. So when did you guys actually talk to law enforcement and give your statements to them?
So as soon as we got off the water from searching for Nolan,
Which is on the day of the 5th?
yeah, the 5th. As soon as we got off the water, I got a phone call. And I believe he got a phone call too.
Yeah, I got a phone call while we were out there.
I got a phone call as well.
So basically what it was saying was, hey.
Shout out to Asia, shout out to Isa, if I'm pronouncing it right. If he was out there trying to survive swimming, that's why I meant. Because they're trying to spin a narrative like he got washed away, like he went out there swimming and maybe he got caught up and he was trying to survive out there. So if he was still alive while he was trying to survive in that water, which I don't think that's true, they would have found him. And they ain't find him. They found him a day and a half later. That shit is crazy to me. Let's continue though.
Take a few questions over the phone, answer other questions, and then they had a date for us to come in for actual questioning.
Okay.
And
Never
soon.
False information that.
Look how the police treated these dudes. Oh, I hope y'all ready for this? They had an appointment to meet up with the police. Peep this shit out.
You guys never contacted authorities and that Warren actually talked to me or you guys talked to me first before you engaged. So when did you guys actually talk to law enforcement and give your statements to them?
So as soon as we got off the water from searching for Nolan,
Which is on the day the 5th?
Yeah, the 5th. As soon as we got off the water, I got a phone call. And I believe he got a phone call too.
Yeah, I
and
got a phone call while we were out there.
I got a phone call as well.
So basically what it was saying was, hey, take a few questions over the phone, answer the questions, and then
They told him to take a few questions over the phone, y'all. And you telling me Mama Love ain't got no right to be bugging the way she was bugging when this shit first happened? Let's continue. Get Kimberly out of here. You are a racist. Oh my God. How the hell I'm a racist? How? I guess you don't want the truth what happened to Nolan Wells either? So you just think that he just got washed away and washed back on the shoreline. So if that happened to one of your nephews, your little cousins, your child, anybody that you love, would you be saying the same thing to somebody that was trying to find out the truth? Because I guarantee you, your people probably won't even care, to be honest. Let me get you out of here. Bozo. I'm telling you, there's got to be people that don't got no heart. That they ain't got a heart in their soul. You are racist. How? I never blamed them. I said they either know something or they know of something. That's the difference. Well, that's the difference when you trying to point fingers at somebody and blaming them. You're a racist. Go smoke a cigarette, man. Look like you smoke mad. With them I don't even know the cigarettes names. I don't smoke cigarettes so much, man. Get your cigarette smoking.
they had a date for us to come in.
Warren actually talked to me, or you?
And so
So when did you guys actually talk to law enforcement and give your statements to them?
So as soon as we got off the water from searching for Nolan,
which is on the day the 5th?
Yeah, the 5th. As soon as we got off the water, I got a phone call. And I believe he got a phone call too.
Yeah, I got a phone call while we were out there.
I got a phone call as well.
So basically what it was saying was, hey, take a few questions over the phone, answer the questions, and then they had a date for us to come in for actual questioning.
Okay.
And mine was the 6th. There was like the next day or something like that, you know. I think theirs was too.
I believe mine was the 7th. I would like to say, but not for sure. But
mine was around.
Regardless, like we all cooperated fully. It's not like we had something.
Yeah,
like
full
we were
cooperation from the start.
Yeah,
really.
100%.
And how deep did they go in this interview with you guys?
Oh, they asked
all the way. I mean, they
asked.
I
mean, how long was the interview? Like, was it a long,
hour
lengthy interview?
Hour and a half. I dotted every I, crossed every T. I told my friends, like, listen, go in there and like say every detail of like even what you like ate for breakfast that morning. It doesn't matter, everything you have, because like anything could help. You literally never know, and like it's what we all did. Like we all cooperated. We all wanted to help. We all did everything that we could to help. Regarding this situation, it's not like we just like.
I could say personally, I started my story from the night before.
Yeah, I started
whenever I got off work on Friday.
I started my story from last 5th of July. Like, she was like, all right, take me back to day one. And I was like, all right, I mean, we've been talking about this since the 5th of July last year. Like what we're going to do, like how we're going to make this better, how are we going to make this funner. Like,
as far as the investigation is concerned,
I never knew cops give you an appointment to come down there to give a statement. I never knew that. Last time I heard, they come that same night, grab your ass up, bring you down the station. They want some statements. That's the world I come from. The world I come from, police knocking on your door the same day. Bring your ass down here. We need a statement. If not, get your ass out here. Go get a lawyer there. And they get a schedule and a time to make a statement and talk to them. That's crazy, bro. I wish I had that type of privilege. Let's continue, though.
You guys give your phones over to investigators?
Yes, we gave our phones over freewillingly. It was our choice just to give our phones over, let them look through them, whatever they wanted to do. And got him
Because
back.
we have nothing to hide. We wanted to be fully transparent with, the sheriff's department, everybody else included, including the FBI, and anything to do with justice. We wanted to help out, and that's what we did. We gave our phones up, and like Jack stated, we literally have nothing to hide.
Yeah.
And everybody gave it.
The sheriff's department, everybody else included, including the FBI, and anything to do with justice. We wanted to help out, and that's what we did. We gave our phones up, and like Jack stated, we literally have nothing to hide.
Yeah.
And everybody gave their phones up.
Correct.
Yep.
To be forensically evaluated by the FBI.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah. So while on the topic of phones,
So allegedly the FBI is involved now. Allegedly, what they saying. They saying they gave their phone to the FBI at that time. I don't even think the FBI was involved at that time, to be honest. Somebody just put that in the chat also. Man, let's continue. Let's finish this. I mean, let's. I can't, yo. That shit got me so mad, gang. This is crazy, bro.
did you guys have any access to Nolan's phone? Did you delete anything out of Nolan's phone? What's your thoughts on Miss Christine saying things may have been deleted?
My thought is that's a blatant lie. I know for a fact that this is the thing. We have no reason to get on Nolan's phone. I have no reason to get on any of my friends' phones. If I had a reason to get on Nolan's phone, I wouldn't be able to get on it because I don't know Nolan's password. I don't know.
That don't make no sense. Allegedly, if you got somebody body, the only thing you got to do, if they got face recognition, you can put the phone to the face, or you could use their finger to unlock it. A lot of people don't do the password; they do a lot of face recognition. Last time I called, about 90% of people use face recognition with their phones nowadays, or they do the fingerprints. Exactly. So just because I wouldn't even know, what you mean? If he was with y'all, if he was unalive, allegedly, that's easy to unlock a phone if the body is with you. Allegedly. Not saying the body's with y'all, but whoever had that, yeah, that's easy. Let's continue.
My friend's passwords. If I handed Jax my phone right now, he wouldn't be able to get on my phone. I have nothing.
I'd have him permanently locked out of that thing.
Correct.
Yeah.
I have no idea how to get on
Guessing
Nolan's
to
phone
me.
to delete anything. But in the first place, we have nothing to delete on Nolan's phone. Like, I don't know what because Nolan didn't take Snapchats that day. That means things were deleted.
He was just living in the moment.
We were just living in the moment, like every guy on the planet Earth does. I mean, like I'm not sitting here filming my whole day, and I get Nolan. Yeah, took a lot of pictures, but just because Nolan didn't take any pictures from July 3rd to July 4th doesn't mean we deleted something. No, Nolan just didn't take any pictures, and that's perfectly fine. I have one video in my camera roll saved from the 4th of July.
So last question, is there anything you guys want to say to the audience regarding this interview that wasn't covered, or something you just want to get off your chest?
I mean, Nolan was like a brother to all of us. I mean, we loved him dearly.
Yeah, Nolan was like a.
I mean, we loved him dearly.
Yeah, Nolan was like a.
That was kind of odd.
To us, and I can say without a doubt, nobody wants to know what happened to him more than we do. I mean, we want to know what happened to our best friend more than anybody, and I promise you that.
I just want to say thank you to everybody who's like sat here and supported us through this horrible moment. I mean, we're still teenagers at the end of the day, and for the internet to come and people to come and accuse you of killing your best friend, it's a horrible thing. And I know Nolan wouldn't want this.
Oh no.
And it's terrible that it's come to this. And it's terrible that it's come to a race battle. But I want everybody to know how much we appreciate the support, and that my friends and I literally sit there and pray for everybody who's sitting here and sending this hate on everybody. Like, my friends are really upset about this, and so am I, that like this has turned into this huge thing. So, I just want people to know that, we're praying for people. Our faith with the Lord's strong, and we're gonna make it through this regardless of what people say about us.
Yeah, I just want to say one more thing. Nolan is turning in his grave right now. This is the last thing he would ever want his friends to be going through.
Yeah.
Like the absolute last. Like this is he's gosh, he would not want any of this. He wouldn't want this publicity. The fact that we couldn't even go to our best friend's funeral because one, we didn't want to take the attention away from him. I mean, that was his day. We didn't want to do that. And the fact that we couldn't even go to our best friend's funeral is horrible. That's something we got to live with.
The rest of our lives.
So you say you couldn't go. Can you explain that a little more? What were you told that you couldn't go, or was it something that you derived from the feedback that you've been getting from the family? What made you ultimately make the decision not to go to the funeral?
So it was a little bit of both. It was one. Well, at first we had our heads down. We're like, all right, we're gonna go. We want to go. This is the last time we ever get to see our best friend. We're gonna go. And then as soon as we made up our minds with that, everybody was like, no, you're not. No, you're not. No, you are not. You are gonna either get jumped, hurt, something bad's gonna happen to you. You go to that funeral. And then on top of that, they point out another fact that we're going to take the attention away from him, and that's the last thing we want to do.
Yeah, 100%. And then, like they both said, like Nolan's like a brother to us, and now me and all my friends have to live with. Imagine you were 19 years old and your best friend just died, and now the whole internet's accusing you of killing him. And on top of that, you can't go to his funeral and say your last goodbyes to one of your best friends. Because regardless, we're going to Jack's feel the same way, and so does White, everybody else. I can speak on their behalf about this. Regardless about what the internet says about our relationships with Nolan, we know from the bottom of our heart who Nolan was to us and who we were to Nolan. And at the end of the day, I could say this confidently. We were Nolan's closest friends, and we were Nolan's best friends. And this isn't a competition. I know a bunch of guys that were best friends with Nolan too. Like Javon and him. Javon and Nolan were like brothers too, but this isn't to take attention away from them, but this was a brotherhood. This was my brother. And for someone to take away, and the internet to take away our privileges to go to his funeral because they think this was a racial thing is absolutely horrible. And we all feel that way. It's sick. Seriously, it's absolutely sick.
Thank you guys for coming on the interview. I think it's very courageous and brave. I know that you guys know this, that people are gonna say things about you, lie on you, even after listening to what you have said on this interview, even the truth that you've displayed on this interview, even with the other interview we did, that there's gonna be lawsuits for defamation. People are still gonna lie. But I wanna say, after getting a chance to meet you guys, that I'm very proud of you guys for telling your side.
Appreciate it.
It's not easy, and I hope that the world could at least give you a chance by hearing what you have to say. And the truth is gonna come out, right? It's gonna bear witness if you guys are being honest or not at the end of the day. But I applaud you for taking a step at such a young age to come out and at least, tell your side. So thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you
so much.
So there you go. Then they've been here another 3 hours and some change, which I ain't suspect, but we did our things. We started early and we ended good. So there you go, y'all. Like I said, yeah, clowns, man. It's sad, bro. No sympathy, no tears, nothing. Just too much giggles, too much smirking. I'm trying to tell you, I can't stand. I'm trying to tell you, man. Giggles, a lot of smirking, a lot of little giggles, laugh. It's like, yo, that's your boy, bro. I couldn't sit there laughing like that, bro. Like I said, man, and I'm gonna continue saying it because I know everything I say in my videos. I don't know what y'all did or what's going on here, but I could tell you one thing: I wasn't just born yesterday. It's either y'all know something or y'all know of something. Plain and simple, bro. Plain and simple. Too many people out there, and too many people that y'all know of on the island. It's a tight-knit community, man. Everybody know each other. There's no way in the world nobody ain't see nothing. Even if that boy drowned, how nobody ain't see him in the water? He just volunteered to jump in the water by himself. That doesn't make no sense. But we on to the next. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, man. Make sure y'all grab y'all own membership. Support the channel, man. Share the video, by the way. That's how we get more people to come over here also. So share the video on all platforms. Follow me on Kick also. We trying to build that over there. And I'm out of here, man. Rest in peace to Nolan Wells, man. My condolences to the family. Shout out to everybody that pulled up. We've been here about 3 hours, then almost 4 hours. We had a good afternoon, y'all. But we out here, man. It don't make no sense. Till the breaking news come out, we be back on live. So keep that notification on bell on, man. Sometimes I jump just to jump on. So I'm out here, man. Make sure everybody have a blessed day. Enjoy the rest of your day. I'm out here, man. If they know, they know. It's your boy Smoke News TV. Salute, gang.
Yeah. This is Smoke News TV. We back in the building. Let's get to it. Smoke News TV, where the truth gets revealed. Every headline getting peeled, every rumor getting grilled. Hip hop industry drama, every deal. If it's making noise, then you know I'm in the field. Smoke News TV. I sit back and wait on it. Cause the truth always rises when the smoke starts clearing. Smoke News TV. We back in the building. Breaking down the latest. Every story got layers. Everybody got opinions. I'ma do the homework first. Looking past the captions, digging deeper than the surface. Cause every viral headline don't determine what the truth is. Beef, contracts, albums, interviews. Who's making power moves? Who's just chasing views? Some call it gossip. I call it research. Connecting every dot before I give my first words. If it's solid, I'ma say it. If it's weak, I'ma call it. If I catch somebody moving funny, that's nasty work. Close Smoke News TV. We back in the bill. Smoke News TV. We back in the. No bias over here. I just call what I see. Whether legends or the rookies, everybody gets reviewed. Culture over clout, that's the code I live by. Every episode, another conversation amplified. So yo, if you're rocking with the movement, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel and hype your boy up. Every time the smoke rises.